Welcome back to Six Sided, and we're bringing back. Listen, we were the first ever channel to do these live, and they're back today. We are ranking the Premier League summer signings. We are ranking them into future prospect, bust, a squad builder, blockbuster signing, or the signing of the summer. And if you are old school on the Football Terrace, you know how this works. We, the panel, will be placing the players where we think they should go and debating them. But you, the audience, get to decide. You, the audience, many years ago now created the structure. If you want to move a player up or down a category, you can bid for it. But if somebody super chats in and says £5 to make my guy signing of the summer, you can't put somebody else in there for the same or less. You've got to do more. You can create tiers. The payment structure, we talked to you about it. You don't need to do it, by the way. We didn't create it. You, the viewers, did. But the tiering shows are back. So make sure you're hitting the like button, please. Make sure you are subscribing. Loads to talk about and debate today upon the Football Terrace. Panel, how are you? Are you all good and well?
Groovy, yeah.
Good day to be alive.
Gucci, man. Really good.
Yeah. Newcastle fans, how do you feel not having to worry about Isak leaving anymore now that it's done?
It's a breath of fresh air.
We're chilling. Get to watch some international break now. Try and not think about the Premier League. Don't get to think about being called a rat every 2 minutes or seeing a Luke Edwards tweet. It's a happy day to be alive, you know.
I'm just glad I don't ever have to read his tweets again.
I think we all are.
No, not really, because next summer you're going to be in for Anthony Gordon. You do realise that, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't want him.
Gyokeres replacing one of your midfielders. Can you imagine?
Well, unless if Isak does take like legal action, then maybe he might get told to completely stop tweeting. Then, oh my god, that could be a good day. I'll get behind that.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at it this way. I don't want to see Luke Edwards ever tweet again about football. Tweet about anything else, but not about football, please. You had a mayor, my old mate. Let's jump into this, people, because these things often take their time. Make sure you've hit like buttons if you haven't done so already. Get this shared across your social media platforms as well. But let's get this party started, and we're going to start with a Manchester United player, and we're going to start with Matheus Cunha. Where will Matheus Cunha rank on the board? And as we said before, it's a future prospect. Is he going to be a bust? Is he just going to be a squad builder player, an average player? That means at United. Will he be a blockbuster signing, or could he end up being the summer signing for out of all clubs in the Premier League? Thoughts?
I don't think it can be like the top tier. I think blockbuster's probably the best because he's not a squad player because he's guaranteed starter. He's perfect for Manchester United's formation. He had a cracking season last year. Be one of your main players. So I think that tier's enough, but I don't think he's blockbuster enough to be the top tier. But I would put him just a rung below. He's going to be an important player, but he's not top tier for me. Anyway.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think it's between a squad builder and a blockbuster signing but only because I don't like. I guess I immediately wish I could have super chatted myself because I don't like the. I feel like there should be like a solid player because I feel like he's more of an improvement on Man United. That he's more than a squad builder, if you know what I mean. But I don't think he's gonna like light up the league to the point where it's like considered a blockbuster, if you know what I mean. I think he's gonna do really well.
High squad builder.
Yeah,
like because I feel like so on it. Say future prospects. I feel like there's so many players that can't be in that. Like I feel like if you're above 22, you can't be a future prospect. I feel like age comes into that, and obviously Cunha's 26, so I think top of squad builder is definitely where he should be because he is.
So I've added a new tiering because I think it's a fair point that's been made here. So what I've added in, I'll show it on the screen. I've added good signing. So there's summer signing.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Good signing, squad builder, bust, and future prospect.
Good signing.
He's definitely a good signing.
Yeah.
He's a blockbuster. I can't lie.
He's the second best out of the ones that they've signed. And I'm not putting two United signings in blockbuster signings because they're not going to do anything to achieve that. You can have one of them in there and he's not come up yet. So by virtue, Cunha goes into good signing. He's the second best out of the three that he signed. He can sit in that category.
Okay. See, I actually think he's going to be a blockbuster signing, the same as Quest. But I'm willing to wait, and maybe the audience will move him. Maybe because the way this works is everybody at the end of the ranking gets one player that they can move up unchallenged, up or down. They can move unchallenged. Just to let everyone know the rules here. So I'm going to keep him in good signing because right now I don't see myself wanting to move anybody else but him up. So I'm very comfortable with him staying there. And I'll be going last, no matter what you guys do. Because it's my ball. It's my ball. You don't. I'm going to take it home. Let me play the way I want. Okay, cool. But I do think he's going to be a fantastic. I think he's been fantastic. The only thing he hasn't done thus far is put the ball in the back of the net. But the way he plays, he's going to. And you know, you had a few more goals into his game. I know he's had a little hamstring injury, but I think he's been one of the best players in the Premier League so far this season. One of the best, and I think he'll continue. I really, really like it. It's him. Moving on to Arsenal. I'll go to Seb first on this one, actually, but Noni Madueke.
Okay. I am quite a big fan of Noni Madueke, but I'm not going to be completely delusional. I think he's been one of our better players so far this season, but he's definitely a squad builder. Like, he's there. He's initially been bought as backup to Saka. He has been playing quite a lot on the left, but I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm gonna reserve myself, and I'm going to go with squad builder. Really, he's there for squad filler. It is a lot of money for that. Like, he's a very bougie squad filler, but I think that's the max he can go. I'm not having him any lower, by the way, because he is a decent player. He's in the top echelon of one-on-one take-ons. He's not a prospect. Like, I'm going safe in the middle there, squad builder.
He can sit right at the bottom of that category. That's where he can sit. He can sit right at the bottom of that category because he's a squad player by virtue of you need someone to back up Saka. He's never going to take Saka's spot, so we'll never get beyond that. And my God, I can only imagine how frustrated you'll get with him this season. I mean, the desperation I've seen from some Arsenal fans to try and claim that he had Gyökeres all game on Sunday is mental.
I mean,
he's very good at being quick. That's it. He's very quick.
But the bar he's up against Martinelli right now is a very, very low bar. So for me, he's a starter, but I can't put him in a blockbuster because he just isn't. He is very good. The thing is with Madueke, I've seen, even from last season, his one-on-one take-on ability is superb. It's when he gets past the player and then he's kind of like, what do I do now? So the dead important bit that you really need to be good at if you want to win stuff.
He
needs to work on, but
he really can't do.
It is an area you can work on. I think he's a squad. I can't put him any lower than that. I think he's been decent since he's come in. So
I'm not gonna lie. I would have said bust.
I agree.
The reason why I'm saying bust is only because I believe if he was still at Chelsea, everybody else would say bust. Right? We wouldn't believe he's jumped up a level. I believe it's a little bit like the reverse of Cunha, right? Where Madueke going into a better structure is ultimately always going to look better, and he's going to perform better because the structure and the foundation is better for him to do so. So naturally, I would say he's a squad builder because of the foundation. However, from what I know, and even watching so far, I don't believe he's going to be any better, than bust. I just can't see it happening. So I would say it's the reverse of Cunha, because I think Cunha's going into a tougher environment where it's going to be easier for him to look like he's worse, but actually he's one of the best signings this season regardless. And if he's at City, we would be talking about blockbuster regardless. So for me, Madueke is a bust. Big capital B. Yeah,
I agree with that. He's definitely a bust, 100%. Like, I know, right? Listen, players cannot like demand, or they're not in control of how much their transfer fee is. But you've got to take into account how much he cost, and just think you could have maybe got Kudus or something instead. I think it's going to be very hard not to say bust for him.
That pains me a little bit, but if everyone's going to say bust, then I'm not. He's not the Arsenal player I'm going to be fighting over. So I guess
I'm not against bust. It's just for someone to be a bust, I need to have high expectations of them. I had absolutely zero expectations. I knew Madueke was shit anyway.
Because I think
I knew he was crap. It's not like he surprised me by not being very good.
So my problem is, if you think about who he's gone in against, he's not better than Eze. He's not better than Saka. He's not better than other players you brought in. So
yeah,
Yeah, but
he's
on
not
that,
the one fighting. Like, I'm not fighting over Madueke.
If you see that, would I say if I'm getting towards the end of a game, and say if I had the option of saying bringing Trossard on, Martinelli on, all of these players, I would choose them over Madueke.
yeah, but that to your point though, he's not. We're saying he's not better than. He's not going to displace Saka, and he's not going to displace Eze. So he's not going to be playing much. So why is there expectation on him to be a world beater? And therefore, how is he? To what Tom's saying, if we're not going to put that much of an expectation on him, it's a bit hard then to say he's going to be a bust, unless he's like, unless he's going to come on and like kick the ball into Rose Ed for the three matches he plays.
We can't.
Well, we're not. I think I agree that he's probably more of a squad player than a bust. Because we're going to probably say the exact same thing about a couple of the other Arsenal players that come up. And I think Madueke is essentially filling the same role. He's okay. He's not going to be playing. I don't think he's going to be playing against. I don't think he's going to be playing in the Champions League against like the other pot. I can't remember who the pot one teams you got. But I don't think he's going to be playing in those games. But against like your Wolves, your Brentfords, I think he's going to come on. He might get the odd assist, maybe a goal here or there. And that's kind of all she wrote. And for me, that's just, what a squad player will be.
Yeah.
For us.
Let's be ruthless, though, yeah? If we're being ruthless, if he signed for your club this window for 50 mil, would you be saying on Twitter, he's a good signing?
I kind of like it. I like it. For us, one of the things we struggle with is we struggle with low blocks, and he can get around people. I think.
Would you say he's a good signing, though?
No, but
he's okay.
Yeah, but Kane, what you're also forgetting is think about the players that he's. Yeah, but think about who he's replacing. Because then, say if we had him, that means that we wouldn't be bringing on, say, Harvey Barnes or Jacob Murphy, and I would take them two over Noni. And that, in my opinion, says a lot. If I would prefer other players over him, I couldn't see someone like that as a squad builder. Because they're not building my squad; they're just building my bench.
The fee that you paid for Anthony Elanga is the same as what Arsenal paid for Noni Madueke. So which one would you rather have had?
Madueke is better than him, though. So
don't do that, bro.
Easily.
I love you, my guy, but
he is.
The problem is Anthony Elanga has a final ball, which I value much higher than anything else that Madueke.
Yeah, but if you look at how much space he got playing Nottingham Forest in a low block counter-attacking, he had a lot more space than Madueke is going to have playing against a low block. For Arsenal, he's much better than I wouldn't want him at. And the £50 million fee, I think, is nominal anyway, considering the market rate for wingers. And most fees are dictated by length of contract. He had a very long time left on his contract. You weren't going to get him for cheap anyway, especially if he was on 1 year left on his contract. Yes, obviously it'd be a lot cheaper, but he had years left on his deal. Years.
I get that. But remember, the audience has spoken. Chelsea keep the blue flag flying high. It said £10 for Madueke to be and stay in bust. So as much as we're all debating, if any Arsenal fan wants to take Madueke out of bust, it's going to cost you £11 sterling or the equivalent of to remove him. Chelsea fan, I love the fact they've used a Carefree Lewis picture here. They're keeping him in bust right now, and he's not coming out. Let's move on to the first player from Chelsea, and we're going with Alejandro Garnacho. Tom.
Wow. I'm feeling the exact same as Madueke, to be honest. He's either very low squad tier or bust. At least he wasn't as expensive. But is he even going to start for Chelsea?
Yes. We don't have to do this every show, guys.
What ahead of Byron Gittins?
We lost Mudryk. Gittins is not. He ain't got the experience, so there's no way he's going to be starting in the Prem or the Champions League. Okay, we haven't got Sterling, and we haven't got Sancho, so he's starting by default.
You do still have Sterling, you just don't want to use him.
Yeah, but my point being, he ain't going to play. Yeah, so he's starting.
Sorry. The experience point. I do not get the experience point. Byron Gittins has played like 30 games in the Champions League.
Right, but what I'm saying to you is Garnacho has played almost 100 games in a Prem. So if we're talking about Prem experience, yeah, who do you think is going to start?
I think Bino Gittins is the better player.
He's going to start, right? He's going to start, right? He's going to start. But let's bring this back. Let me throw this to Ash. Is he going to be a bust? Is he just going to be part of the squad?
No.
Is he going to be a good signing? How's he going to do in a Chelsea shirt, starting or not?
Right. I think what you guys are missing from Garnacho is obviously he's played so many games, but he's still 21 years old. Like he is going to be he's literally a prospect. Like, and he has so much more to bring. He has shown so much potential under Man United. I mean, granted, we all know how that went. At the end of the day, I feel like just the one goal that he scored from the edge of the box, like that in itself, I would have him on my team just for that. But flop, that's big. For me personally, I'd say prospect. I think he has the ability to potentially get there, but he's still got a while to go there.
Yeah, but in the same, can I really put someone who's played near on 100 games as a prospect? At that point, I kind of think I know what you are.
You're a squad builder then. You have to be a squad builder or a good signing because you have to look at the whole thing in context. Contextually speaking, yeah, he's actually exactly what Chelsea need. So you get two wingers in. Gittins is one, fair. But realistically, if we just sign Gittins, everybody would be laughing at us. They'd be like, this guy's not ready. So Garnacho having the experience. He's also come from the price, the pressure environment. Listen, for Chelsea, like I read a thread on this the other day. For Chelsea, this is a pure like data signing. And by the way, yeah, just so you know, just in May, right? In May, the only 21s, under 21s across Europe's top 5 leagues who had 10 plus goals and assists in all competitions were Lamine Yamal, Ryan Cherki, Bradley Barcola, Jude Bellingham, Florian Wirtz, Desiree Doué, and Alejandro Garnacho. You might not like him.
And only one of them was playing Europa League.
Well, okay, fine. You might not like him. But at the end of the day, the statistics are there, all right? And contextually, it makes sense. So there's no way you can put him a bust. I know you wanted Tom. I know you want
no,
I
don't think he's going to be a bust either. Future prospect is fair. I think he's going to end up being a good signing for Chelsea. I really do think he's going to be a good. I don't think he is as bad as people are making out. I'm not saying he's going to be a blockbuster. I'm not suggesting he's going to end up being one of the signings of the summer, the signing or one of. But I do think he is going to do a good job for Chelsea. I don't think at 40 million because the price matters. We can't pretend it doesn't. Because none of us judge Anthony against his worth of 25 million. We judged him based on Man United spending 90 million on him. Pogba wasn't judged on. Pogba probably shouldn't have cost 95 million 10 years ago. He probably should have been a 30, 40, 50 million pound player, but he was judged on the price tag. It works this way around as well. Terry, you said better than Rafael Leao. Listen, I haven't changed my mind. I still think when they both retire, I think we will look at Alejandro Garnacho's career and go, it was better. I'm not changing my mind. And all that's gone wrong is that Man United changed the way we were playing football and he doesn't fit. That's it. He's going to go to Chelsea and do very, very well, in my opinion. By the way, I don't think Rafael Leao is that good. If you remove his pace, he plays in League One. He ain't that good a football player. He isn't. His pace will make him a top-level player. You take the pace away, what else is there? He's not that great. It's speed.
Wait, League One, like French League On or League One?
No, Leighton Orient League One. Take the pace away. Take the pace away.
What happens if you take Garnacho's pace away?
He ain't got any pace.
He ain't got pace anyway. So it's never been his attribute.
There we go. We'll keep him a future prospect for now. Maybe the viewers will change it. Liverpool's first one. Hugo Ekitike. What you saying, Kane? You're on mute, brother. Or is that bad of an opinion? One of the two.
Yes, probably the second one. It depends how much they rotate him with Isak, because to be honest, he has the potential to be signing in the summer. Like, this kid is that good, and he's already shown that he's more than capable to be starting for Liverpool every day of the week. Now, if he continues to play through the middle a lot and sometimes on the left, then he could still be that signing in the summer. But if Isak comes in and takes his spot and he's only forced to play out on the wing, I don't think you're going to get the best out of him. but he's still a future prospect in that sense, because as much as he's already started to do well, he was only a future prospect coming into the league, if you know what I mean. So this is a tough one. It literally could be a future prospect, or it could be signing of the summer for me. I don't know.
I think the reality is probably he's like,
but it's not down. It's not gonna be down. It's not gonna be down to him as a talent. By the way,
yeah,
this is literally only coming down to
circumstances.
Yeah, it's gonna be down to as much as he's being used by Liverpool, because he has the talent to be that good.
I mean, for me, when his name was said, I was thinking is he like very low end of blockbuster or high end of good signing, just because of I don't know where he necessarily fits in at this point in time. I think he's going to end up getting a lot of Gakpo's minutes out on the left, which I don't necessarily think is his best spot. But when he's up front, I think we've seen that he's been one of the best strikers in the league to start the season off, in terms of his all-round game. So I'd angle for bottom of blockbuster signing, but if you want to put on top of good signing, I hear that just the same. It's out of my mind. He's like 22 now, near on 23. I don't see how you can put that as future prospect in my eyes.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Because to me, the future prospect is like he comes in, Isak takes most of the minutes, he'll play, but Isak's still the main guy. And then either when, let's say, Salah moves in a year or two, and then maybe Slot moves it to a two-man up front with Salah and with Isak and Ekitike, then you're going to see him explode into what we already assume he's going to be. So that's where I'm coming at it from a future perspective, future prospect point of view.
Yeah, I mean,
on that basis, it makes more sense. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a good signing or a squad builder. The only reason why I maybe lean towards squad builder is just because of Isak will be playing in that position, and it's just like you said, the amount of forwards.
Squad builder though. So I think what we're doing here though, forget the wording we're using.
Yeah,
squad builder means you think you're just going to be an average signing for the club. Does that make sense? And do bang average. And bang average at Liverpool in the last few years is Harvey Elliott. Like trying to contextualize this for yourselves just to make it easier. So is he going to be the new Harvey Elliott? Is he going to? I mean, you'd probably say Darwin Núñez was a bust, right, based on what they spent.
Yeah.
Squad builder for one of your record signings, that can't be good enough, can it? I mean, I'd say that ends up making you a bust based on what you spent if you're a squad player.
Yeah. It's a good signing.
Yeah, he's a good signing. I think, like I said, the only problem that I have that would bring him down a bit is how much game time is he going to get over some of the other players?
But why? But if he doesn't get the game time, it's because he hasn't been a good signing.
But you've got to think, like, obviously, at the end of the day, he was brought in to be that. I mean, obviously,
I think Ekitike is still going to get a fair amount of game time. I don't think because we've got to bear in mind Isak's not ready to start. He's not going to be ready to start for over a month. I don't think, especially with
why
he's had no preseason.
He can't be.
He's had no preseason.
Yeah. No, and do you know what's mad?
I know. Some stopped them from having a pre-season, apparently. So we
will run out of time to get all these players done. So where are we putting in? I'm going to give the final cast on this to Seb.
Good signing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're doing the first Spurs. There's not many Spurs ones in here because they didn't really. Matthias Tell, we're just going to put in bust because they think he's a bust because they haven't included him in the go. Mohamed Kudus. Ash, what are you saying?
Oh, now this is an interesting one. So he, in my opinion, this is either going to be a blockbuster signing or potentially a signing of the summer, which pains me to say. But what he could potentially do for Spurs, bear in mind where they finished last season and how they're doing already, I think that's what could bring him up. And bear in mind, all the other teams that wanted to get in for him as well, it says a lot. Would I prefer him over a lot of these other players? Yes. I'd have him over Noni any day. Have him over Garnacho any day. I personally think that this is either going to be a blockbuster signing or a signing of the summer, which is kind of weird to say. I'd be very surprised if he's a signing of the summer, but I'd be more leaning towards blockbuster, just for what he could possibly do for Spurs.
It's inconsistency. He was very inconsistent at times at West Ham. Maybe that was just because he couldn't be arsed playing for West Ham because, let's be honest, who can at points. that inconsistency, though, that carries over to Tottenham. And we see him go through these, like, he has a month where he's electric and then a month where he's just a bit sort of predictable and bang average. I can't really put him in the signing. So he's probably the blockbuster signing for Tottenham, though, especially with how we started the season. But I just can't, just on what I know about his inconsistency in the past, I can't push him up to that next level of signing of the summer.
Yeah, I would agree. He can't be signing in the summer. It's too early.
I think he'll be.
How many can go in signing of the summer? Is it like just one?
One signing
of
the summer.
He's definitely not getting that.
One. No, I agree. This year from Wayne, he says, but they just said that Madueke is a bust because Arsenal spent 60 million on him, 80 million on Ekatike, and he's not going to be a bust.
We said Madueke was a bust because Madueke is not a good footballer. And
Okay, but question. If Ekatike ends up just being for Liverpool a good signing, is it 80 odd million a good signing, not a bust by default?
That's why I said I'm unsure, because if he doesn't get played as much, I don't think that it's as good a signing as what people are thinking.
Well, not good, because the thing with Ekatike is you've got to clear a pathway for him. So if he's not playing much this season, I still think he's going to play a lot more than people realise. But let's say he's not playing much this season. We know that the plan is going to be, it's going to be them two up top together. At some point, he's going to be a regular starter for Liverpool Football Club.
But that's why it's, again, that's why people got to get a prediction. But Wayne has just put him into bust for $5. So if you want him out of bust, you've got to pay over $5, Wayne. Well done. I love it. Listen,
you're about to see a super chat from Tom.
For anyone who hasn't watched The Terrace for the last 5 years, we did these. We started off with the first channel ever to do these live things, and our viewers created the tiering system. And I think we set the prices based on what the viewers set. So it wasn't us as a channel, and it was like you could, whatever it costs to move someone, you can move them, but you've got to beat the bid to take them out. It was something like £20 to create a brand new tier, because people used to create a Joao tier and put people in it. And I think there was one, like, I think it was like £100 donation someone did. It was like, I get to put someone in a category and no one can move them out unless someone betters that offer. It was a lot of fun back in the day. So Wayne has just spent some money there to keep.
I mean, that's on semantics. He never said that one Ekatike move to bust. He asked a question.
Well, I know what he meant. I know Wayne. I know what Wayne said there. I know what Wayne meant by it. I know my viewers, man. So we're gonna move on here to City, and I'm gonna go with Gigi Donnarumma.
Good signing.
Bust.
Good signing.
He's a massive bust.
Why bust?
Because even if you look back historically at Pep Guardiola goalkeepers, every club he's come into, he's gone and got a ball-playing goalkeeper. He got rid of Hart. Bayern Munich, he had Neuer. It's just like Ederson, to me, is a better goalkeeper than him anyway. Ederson was key to the way Man City played football. They built out from the back beautifully. A revolution there. But Donnarumma, and especially, he was in the bottom 6 goalkeepers in the French division last year. He was not very good. Just because he was exceptional in certain games in the Champions League, I think it's created this certain image that he's this elite goalkeeper. He can be an elite shot stopper on his day, but I just don't think, especially the amount of money, I think they're paying him over 300k a week, which is absolutely mental for a goalkeeper. I just don't think he's as good as PSG have signed Chevalier, who was statistically the best goalkeeper in the French league last year. I just don't see how it's going to work with this Pep Guardiola system at all. Completely changed, and they've already got Trafford in there as well. So I just don't see how this was necessary at all. I'm not being salty just because he practically nearly knocked us out himself in the Champions League. I just don't see how the style of play fits with their squad whatsoever. So for me, it's a bust, especially the amount they're paying him a week.
That's a compelling argument, you know. I might have to change my answer still. Yeah, because I hear what you're saying. Doesn't really fit the style of play. Has been known to have clangers, although all of a sudden revisionism, people are saying. I just think it's a good signing because it's an upgrade on Trafford. Yeah, and I know people think the upgrade word is disrespectful, but he's an upgrade on Trafford. Like, you can already see. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen that one. But no, I think I'll just like I can't in good faith say bust, because that's crazy to me. But I'll say good signing because I just think Trafford's just not it. So
I don't think they should have signed Trafford, but because they already signed him, then I think that was more of an opportunist signing because they had that buyback clause in there. I think Trafford should have gone elsewhere, but I still think they should have kept Ederson myself. But,
do you know what I would counteract that by? Is the price.
Yeah.
Trafford was actually £1 million more the fee than Donnarumma.
Yeah, but I'm more like the wages.
But that's the thing is you need to take that into account. The wages are a bit higher, but they then didn't have to then pay the fee on that.
Yeah, but I
just feel like Man City have bought another Claudio Bravo. Pep Guardiola will use Donnarumma for a bit, and then he'll sit there and go, "I don't like the fact he can't kick the ball out very well."
100%.
But he'll have less mistakes in him than Bravo. But Donnarumma, the thing that I've hated about this summer is the revisionism around him. If you look back beyond last year was a very good year for Donnarumma. It was an outlier. You go look at all the other years, every time PSG got knocked out of the Champions League, his gloves were all over it. He made clangers, which cost them in big moments. And I don't think you just lose that gene in one go. So I'm leaning more to bust than, good signing.
Yeah, I guess the way to think about it is what do you think he'll do to City? Do you think he'll bring them closer to the title or keep them where they are?
Yeah, it's an interesting. Interest of time, we'll keep him there in case has anyone got a burning desire to get him out of bus? Like, I've got to fight that corner. No one does.
I thought everyone was going to disagree with me there, so I'm glad about that.
This here from Content Universe is interesting, Terry. You said Pep had no competition for his first few years in the Prem. Yes, only Klopp's back to high 90s team. Of course, no comp. But that isn't what I said, is it? You've had cognitive dissonance has kicked in. And when you heard something you didn't like, your brain stopped your ears from listening. I said he didn't have the same type of competition that the top managers and teams between 2003 and 2013 faced, where there was at least 3, if not 4 teams every year that were genuinely capable of winning the league. And all 4 of those teams, which were the traditional top 4, were capable of winning the Champions League. How do we know this? Because every single person on this panel will remember, and anybody that's over the age of 20, maybe 25, will remember that if you suggested at the beginning of any of those seasons that Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, or United could win the league or could win the Champions League, nobody laughed. We haven't had that in the last decade, where generally in the last 10 years, if you suggested anybody but City and sometimes Liverpool winning the league or Champions League, you've been laughed at. So yes, Pep has not faced the same level of competition of challenging for those big titles in England as the managers in that era faced. I stand by what I said. The only way you can change my mind is provide me with facts that show me that is the, and by the way, the maddest bit is Europe was stronger back then. The Italian teams are stronger. The Spanish teams are stronger by and large. Germany had teams. You go, Portugal were winning Champions Leagues in that period. So Europe was stronger, and still our teams here were seen as some of the favourites to win it every single year. In fact, you could argue in that period was England's greatest period in Champions League football, with Arsenal in finals, Liverpool in finals and winning it, United in finals and winning it, Chelsea in finals and winning it. We had a period in that where, like, about 4 or 5 years on the bounce, it was predominantly English teams in semi-finals and in finals. We had all English finals in that period. So let's just not rewrite history now. I think it's disrespectful to what Wenger, to what Jose and Conte and the like did. Of course, disrespectful to what Liverpool and the likes of Rafa did. And of course, to Alex Ferguson. And I won't sit there and do that. I'm just not going to do it. It's not going to happen on my watch. Moving on from City, first signing. We'll come back to Man United in a bit because we've got less in the list. We're going to go to Arsenal's next signing, and we're going to, this will be a quick one. Norgard.
Squad fella.
It's just bust.
If there was ever a category made for the fella, it was sort of Norgard and squad filler.
I think
Yeah.
Chelsea next. Liam Delap.
Squad builder.
Good signing.
Oh, thank you.
Who said that?
Me. I think he's a good signing. I think he's a good signing. I think cost him 30 million, and I think he's going to get them a good amount of goals. I think he can play on his own up top. I think he can play alongside. It gives Chelsea tactical flexibility as well, because not only can you play Liam Delap with Cole Palmer at the number 10, but you can also then, if you want, put another player who's going to be on this list in the number 10 or in the wing and play alongside them. And I think he's going to get goals in all competitions. I think he might be lower down on that good signing list from what the others are going to probably be, but definitely a very solid, good signing for Chelsea.
I think Joao Pedro's stolen his thunder because he came in, got given I'm pretty sure a number 9 shirt, didn't he? And then he hasn't really. No one's really been talking about him at all. There was obviously the link with Man United before. He's just not a guaranteed starter, so I don't think he could necessarily. I would put squad just because I don't see him starting in the best front line for Chelsea because Joao Pedro's there.
He's a guaranteed starter, by the way. He's only not starting because he's injured.
Yeah,
you sure?
Well,
He started it. He's actually guys. Trust me, don't waste your time. He started every game.
No, but you need to take that into account as well. He got injured.
Has he started every game?
He started every game.
Yeah, but he can't start now because he's injured.
Yep. But why would that change my opinion?
He didn't start the first game of the season.
All right, if he didn't start, okay, so take out the first game. Every game since he started, and the only reason he's not starting is because he got injured. And in the Club World Cup, he started 2 out of the however many games when he signed straight away.
No, but you can't say that. So do you think he's going to start over Joao Pedro?
Joao Pedro is not going to be the starting striker.
But what's your front line? What's your Chelsea front line?
They play Joao Pedro as like a centre forward.
Yeah, and he's
the
looked
lap
good.
is always the furthest forward to press the back line. They don't want Joao to do that.
I get what you're saying, but I just think like he's dropped into this because obviously we're like being injured, and he's looked very good there.
Do you know what? Either way, I feel like we'd argue apples and pears. Whatever.
Yeah,
I hear you. Good signing. Let me just it's not about Chelsea. Good signing.
I think good. I think good. I think that's fair for him. Content Universe here says none of these teams got high 90 points, unlike Pep and Klopp, which is a hard listen. It's a brilliant achievement. I'm not undermining it. But if they had 2 more teams, that were in and around their level, there's a very good chance they will take more points off each other, which puts you from high 90s to mid to high 80s, which is regularly what those teams in that period did. And at the same time, as much as people say now that the Premier League is far more competitive, I don't believe that's true to a certain extent. What happened back then is the top 4 were just so good compared to other teams. But you always had a chasing pack back then, including the likes of Aston Villa that would take points off these teams as a prime example that were very good sides. So again, I think that you'll see it more this year if City get their act together, which have looked poor in the first few games, and put on a title challenge. If Chelsea put on a title challenge, if Arsenal were in the title race along with Liverpool, you're not getting all 4 teams getting high 90 points. You are looking at 3 teams getting between 85 and 90 points, which is how the league often used to be. So you're going to get higher points if Man United in the 90s, right? If there was no one really pushing us, maybe just one team, and there wasn't 3 or 4 other really good teams that were predicted to win the league each year, and it was laughed at the prospect they would win it, United would have got more points with the squads we have now, with 5 substitutes and all of that. We're just rewriting history. You know, I mean, we're talking about. You go back to some of these teams. Free subs are allowed as well in some of these games. Come on.
Daniel Levy's left Tottenham.
No,
wow.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He's left Tottenham.
Yeah. I just saw that. Man.
That's
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, by the way, because they could get a mad guy in there to just fix the whole thing. But yeah, I didn't want to derail.
I don't know that. I think that is a very, very, very bad thing for us as football fans. It's probably a very good thing for a very, very good thing indeed for Tottenham Hotspur. And there's been a lot of talk and a lot of rumors for a while now about sort of investment coming into the football club and a big change in that regard. Maybe this is the beginning. Maybe this is the beginning of that. But yeah, that's huge breaking news. We'll get some more on that as it comes out. I think it's just Fabrizio, I've just seen now in the last few seconds, has pushed that out. But that is, I can't even lie, that is absolutely massive in each and every single way. I think people realize how much of a problem that man is at that club. Although you get it's funny really, because from a business standpoint, he's done amazing for them. You can't deny that. But from a footballing point of view, even this summer where they bought some really good players, it still just should have been with the way where they got into the Champions League. It should have been so much better than it was.
Even look at Tottenham's wages. They're one of the lowest percentage of turnovers for wages in the league. It's like around 40%. So even then, they've got so much wiggle room with PSR, and he just doesn't go over it. So for me, him leaving, I wish he stayed there forever. To be honest,
it's huge for Spurs. That it is massive.
Yeah, it really is huge. It's absolutely massive. And although we're doing a tiering show tonight, I think it's very much worth time and attention on it, because I think it's huge for Spurs. But I think, as you boys we've already sort of alluded to, I think this is something that as rivals we should be looking at and focusing on to a certain degree, because it will impact our clubs. I think people realize that if they get someone that comes in that does a better job and isn't as much of a penny pincher, isn't as tight-fisted at certain areas, that's problematic. It's problematic because Spurs, I don't think people realize how wealthy Spurs are, the turnover they have, the money they make. They just don't seem to be able to spend it. And I'm not saying throwing money at problems is always the right thing in football, because sometimes it isn't. Man United are sort of proof of that. But at the same time with Tottenham, if they were just a little bit more ambitious sometimes and actually just threw a little bit more money at certain players they couldn't quite get, they'd probably get them over the line, if that makes sense. But they choose not to do it. But yeah, that is absolutely massive. It's one of those weird things. I never thought I'd see it happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It felt like it's been one of those things that's just been, that goes every single summer. You always hear like, oh, Daniel Levy will never sign people because he's that much of, like, he's so tight with his wallet. And then you just think, oh, it's just never going to end. It's kind of how we felt with Mike Ashley. We just felt we were stuck with him.
From the statements, it looks like that. It looks like Tottenham, the guy running or being the lead for Tottenham now is that Vinay guy they got from.
Oh, maybe it ain't
Arsenal.
very good then.
I was about to say, this is the only thing that I would be weary of for Tottenham is like, you get the villain out, but now that puts pressure on everybody else. Because the scapegoat was always Levy. Oh, we didn't perform because we didn't spend money because of Levy. We didn't get the players because we didn't get the Levy. Okay, cool. Now every manager that comes in, we're looking at you. Every signing you make, we're looking at you. Now the scapegoat is gone. I just think be careful what you ask for. You know?
You've got to be very, very right with that. You know, it's because now if someone else knew's running it and it's similar behavior, then you knew it was never Daniel Levy. It's the powers that be above that are making those decisions. As an example, at a football club, because you look at Arsenal and like Wenger has so much power there. This summer they just had. I know Wenger's been gone a long time, but Wenger would never have allowed this summer to happen. I still think you've got legacy issues at Arsenal, though, because of Wenger. When it comes to selling, I still think you're a bit too nice when it comes to making sales. Almost like, well, we shouldn't charge that much, should you? Where I think you need to be more he just wasn't ruthless enough. And maybe there's an element now where they just need someone at Spurs to come in who's ruthless in the right ways, a little bit less thrifty in other areas. Because, again, if they start yielding their financial power a little bit more, Tottenham, it becomes a problem. Because again, I know the Saudis bought Newcastle, fair play to them, but owners like that really do need to buy clubs like Spurs who are ready to go day one and spend big. They can get. I know you guys won't like this, but they could be fair market value sponsorships day one. Does that make sense? Because it wouldn't be weird for a club that's already making 700 million to jump up to 900 million turnover in a couple of years. What would be strange is a club like Newcastle that was making about £100 a month to suddenly start making billions. Do you know what I mean? It's
Although looking at the Deloitte, we're actually not that far behind now. And I think that was only like a year or so ago where I think we were 7th in the league, just behind Chelsea and then Spurs. So we're getting there. Don't worry. They made the right choice. I appreciate your commentary on it, but the Saudis definitely made the right choice. Thank you.
That money's come from all them Sports Direct bag for life you sold back in the day, innit? You know what?
We don't tell
£1, £2. They still got some money left from when it was called the Sports Direct Arena or whatever it was called.
That was free advertising. That was disgusting.
Do you know what's funny? I mean, he didn't pay for it. Do you know what's really funny though about people that get angry about naming rights? United fans are like, we should never let our stadium naming rights happen. I'm like, why? It's Old Trafford. But you just call it Old Trafford still. It doesn't really matter, does it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody went to pay for my name to be Nokia 3210, you guys could still just call me Terry. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't really matter. I just never really understood. I used to get angry about it, and then I realized that doesn't stop us calling it what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? I get, though, that they weren't paying for the advertising, which is not right. If you're gonna do it, you've got to be paying for it.
It's funny though, because like some stadiums I just know, but like I know that Man City Stadium technically isn't called the Etihad Stadium; it's called like the City of Manchester Stadium. But I'll only ever know is the Etihad.
Yeah, but it sounds horrible, right? One, they changed from Main Road, but certain clubs and certain stadiums just aren't famous in that way, so it doesn't matter. Like, who would care if Bramall Lane wasn't called Bramall Lane anymore? There's certain stadiums. Anfield has to be Anfield.
Sheffield.
But Sheffield, but no one else does. No one else cares. Like certain stadiums are not historic, right? And how nobody would feel. I would feel actually kind of weird if Anfield was suddenly called the Apple Arena. It wouldn't sound right to me. When you're tiny, like Sheffield United or Newcastle, it doesn't matter.
I get what you're saying though, because I feel like for Sheffield United, Bramall Lane will be less important than say Sheffield Wednesday changing from Hillsborough, because everyone refers to that. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean that's got obviously a negative connotation, but there is of course what happened at Hillsborough. The disaster has made it. It's an infamy, but it's kind of immortalized because of it. But it was also the ground where 100 FA Cup semi-finals were played, so it's got that connection to it as well. And I think a certain state, Wembley, you can't call Wembley anything but Wembley because it's Wembley. I think there are just certain stadiums, and everyone's biased. Everyone will think their club is one of their clubs, but I think it's one of those weird things where it's rivals. I think decide whether your club has got a legendary name or not. Because I actually think, again, I think Old Trafford does because of the size of our club. Hybrid. Listen, the Emirates Stadium is literally called the Emirates. It's a sponsor the whole time, so it wouldn't matter if the Emirates changed its name. It does not matter if the Emirates in 5 years' time becomes the YouTube Arena, because AFTV have bought it. It doesn't matter, right? Because it's not named after the street or where it was. It literally was. So there's certain Arsenal don't clarify. There's no clarity. It doesn't need that. It can change name. I don't think Anfield can. I don't think Old Trafford can. I don't think Stamford Bridge can. I think Stamford Bridge has become too big to be called something else. And your fans own the pitch. There's something about that that's different. Yeah. But there's loads though that could change. City and Arsenal's. It doesn't matter if they change the name of that club every 2 years. There's no. I don't think so anyway, but that's just me.
I think it's to do with like if you're building a new stadium and you can sell the naming rights, whatever it's first called is I think what people refer to it as. In terms of, because like the old ones, Anfield's been there for how long? It's never going to change. Old Trafford, same thing. But if you got a new stadium, if this new circus stadium that you want to build goes through, and all of a sudden someone buys the naming rights, and from the very get go it's called Apple Arena, good chances. From that point on, it'll be known as the Apple United play at the Apple Arena rather than United play at Old Trafford. But when, like, because the Camp Nou is technically not called the Camp Nou anymore. It's the Spotify, Spotify Arena or whatever it's called. Everyone calls it the Camp Nou because it's the Camp Nou. It's still the same stadium. I think it's when it's like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I don't even know what that's actually. No,
I do agree. If we move, we're not moving massive location. We're only going to be a stone's throw away. But if it's a new stadium on a new site that's built and has a new name straight away, and you don't visually see it as the same stadium, we will lose that as well. I totally agree. I put that the new stadium will fall into the category that the Etihad and not main road, but the City of Manchester, because that was a new building, I think they had to relocate for that. West Ham's is very similar. I mean, it's called the London Stadium, but it doesn't matter what the fuck they call that. I mean, that's not actually even there. They rent it, so it's you can't
like
be like, this is not an historical. You can't call it your historical home when you rent it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's you can't. Sam Ritchie here says, I'm crazy. Am I crazy to think Spurs still won't change as they still owned by the same people? Feels similar when Woodward left and Arnold took over. Yeah.
I think that's what rival fans are hoping for.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Tottenham.
Maybe Mike Ashley comes in. Mike Ashley's a Tottenham fan. Maybe he comes in and becomes a chairman.
How's Sports Direct doing these days?
I have no idea. I think we've purged them from the city. It's not even that he's not in the stadium anymore. He's just not even in the city.
What even? There's not even Sports Direct shops in. Because that is Chavs love a Sports Direct, don't they? They get their lawns down. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe there might be a Flannels somewhere, maybe at the Metro Centre or something like that. But
wow. Newcastle make a lot less money than Spurs, and that was without Champions League football. The problem is Daniel Levy owns about 30% of the club and will run it from home. Well, that's also, he hasn't completely gone. Yeah, he does own 30% of the football club. So he's essentially retiring, but still owning it. So crazy times. Back to the tiering. We'll have to speed up through some of these now, as we obviously got rightfully sidetracked. who were we talking about? We just done the lap. So we're back onto Liverpool now. The Gyökeres.
Good sign. Good sign. He's a starting left back for us. He'll be the starting left back all season. He's a good sign. I just think right now he's a little bit overexcited. I think he'll calm himself down as the season goes on. And let's not forget he was the best. He was PFA Team of the Year left back last year. So there's clearly a good player there. And I think that we'll show that again as the season goes on. So good signing.
Yeah, I hear you there. Let's move on. We'll speed through some of these. We'll come back to Tottenham in a minute. We'll go to another City player. Cherki.
Oh, he should be a blockbuster, yeah. But I don't know. This one could be a bust. Could be a bust. I don't want to say good signing because I can't actually, in my mind, work out who he's replacing. Like, I get the Reijnders one, yeah. I get he's the Gundogan player, all of that. But when I see Cherki as a player, I don't see how he does what they're losing in KDB. So let me give him respect and say squad builder. Let's say squad builder.
Okay. I think it's fair. I think there's some interesting stuff with him. There's a few people that I saw tweeting the other day that like watch a lot of French football that said they're not surprised he's out and injured. Some people think he's got the body type to be out a lot injured. Some people think he's got the body type for it. You know, one of those athletes that always looks like they're like one donut away from being overweight. You know what I mean? They look at a portion of chips, they're in trouble type thing. And
Enzo Fernandez, man.
I just remember in the summer with Ryan Cherki when he was signed by City and we signed WIrtz, and the overreaction to Ryan Cherki was mental. There were people saying he's the second most talented footballer on the planet ahead of Mbappe and all that. He's only behind Lamine Yamal. And you're sitting there going, oh, I don't know if we can get on board.
You get players like that though. There's a player that I'll tell you what it was. I was thinking about the other day. I was one of them because I like the look of this prospect. And then you hold your hands up, but there were some Man United fans that did too much. Back in January, Amram don't know ball. Ineos are shit. Why? How the hell are we not getting tell? Now you look back on that now and you go, Man United were absolutely right to walk away. I wonder if Cherki is going to be sort of similar to that, where in a year or so's time, people are sitting there and going, I am so glad we did get him Bumo or Cunha, even though he was 25 million, because his body's broken down or he doesn't quite adapt. So there's always players like that everybody rates and everybody thinks you should buy. Everyone banters you for not getting, and then they pale off into insignificance. There was a midfielder a couple of years ago as well. Who was it? Everyone wanted him. Central midfielder. I want to say like Bakayoko or something. A name was similar to that. There was
Tottenham guy.
No. It wasn't Bakayoko. He was in France and everyone raved about him. Samari.
He was
the guy. And I remember when I was still working in the bank, like before lockdown, so it was like 20. It was the January 2020. Everyone in my chat all day, you got to get him. Every club, got to get him. Everyone was wrong about that, weren't they? Yeah, it's one of those interesting ones. So we'll see. Content Universe is back saying, keep lying to defend Fergie. Mourinho got 95 points in 3 ways. So that just makes no sense. But it was an anomaly. If you actually look through the course of that time, and this is the problem, my friend. It isn't about lying about Fergie. Fergie also had seasons where he got in the 90s, where he got into the 90s era. But if you go into that period that I was talking about, and you look at the points that teams had, it wasn't quite as high as you see teams having in the period that we just forementioned. You know, things were changing. Sometimes in that period, teams were winning league titles with mid 70 points, and it wasn't because they were bad teams, because they were also considered some of the best in Europe at the time, when Europe was very, very very strong indeed. And like Arsenal got 90 points, for instance, in their invincible season, but that obviously makes sense as to why they did that. You know, Manchester United had some great seasons in that period, high 80s, when we won it in sort of 2008, I believe. But at the same time, it was Arsenal. Chelsea had 85 points. I think Arsenal had like 83 points. I think Liverpool had around 76 to 77 points. Everton in the mid to high 60s. It was very competitive, my friend. You just are chatting a bit now, but thanks for the super chat. Misidentifying gets you arrested in your country. This is true. This is very, very true. Very true indeed. Next player we're going to Man United again. Kane. You'll like this one. Benjamin Sesko.
I don't know. I'm torn between bust and future prospects, but again, I don't think this is down to a Sesko talent. I feel like Man United was just the wrong choice for him.
What, should have gone Newcastle, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. No doubts. He would have been a blockbuster if he Kent was. No. I don't know.
If you put him in bust, you've got to back it in me.
That is true.
That's where he's going.
It's a tough one. Like it's tough. I think he's got the talent. I just don't know about his surroundings. Fuck it. Bust. We'll do it.
United will buy another striker within the next 2 seasons, and he will barely ever start for them. He'll barely ever start for them. I promise you that they'll have him replaced within 12 to 18 months. There'll be this new striker who they're going, oh, look at it. This is the guy. This is the guy. They go for him, and it's the same thing. So I think you've also got to bear in mind that we don't know if Amarim. Well, we do know Amarim will not be lasting much longer in this job for all accounts. So who's going to be the next manager? What's not to say the next manager comes in and goes, I want to play Cunha up front. Someone who I know is Premier League.
Yeah, but contextually for United, is it not a good signing?
No, he's crap. I've never rated Sesko.
I don't.
Hoyland and Xerxes being a 9.5. You don't think Sesko is
right? So
I know he's flopped so far.
The bar was the floor. The bar was the floor. So anything is an upgrade on the floor. We went from the floor to like a step up. We went up one step of a flight of 20. We're on the bottom step. It's better than being on the floor, but I'm there. I'm slightly higher up. He's a bust.
I think Man United would have done better buying a midfield, like a top level midfielder than Sesko, and playing Cunha and then moving playing Bruno Fernandes in one of those 10 roles. But
Terry, you're gonna have to move him, mate.
Why? You know what's killing me?
Who's paid?
Someone's just paid.
The same Ahmed here just put Sesko in signing of the summer. Haters one.
Wow. I like it. I like it.
There we go. He's getting moved.
Hey.
You guys went in too hard there. You were too harsh. Man United fans, stand up. Stand up, Man United fans. Love it. Love it.
It was killing me seeing him in there with Ekitike, you know. I was busting up. I was thinking, what is he doing there?
On that note, I'm leaving, guys. I can't handle this shit.
Tom, look what you done, man. Look what you done, Tom. You and K-Mac, you did this.
Fair play.
Tom went in too much there, but look, I don't think it'll be a bust. By the way, I think it'll end up being a good. I think it'll end up being a good signing for us, bare minimum. I think my personal feeling. I think bust is just an absolute crazy exaggeration.
I cannot believe that someone who lost to Grimsby Town this season is in signing of the season.
But the thing is, this is the thing, though, right? You've got players that were some of the greatest signings in your club's history got relegated. You know, playing for Hull, so you can't necessarily like use that as a yardstick. But this is a Man United fan who's reacting to you being bitter. He probably wouldn't have done it if you were a little bit kinder with your words. And that's the viewers have the power on this show. But
you call it bitter, I call it honesty.
Yeah, but it's a tone of voice. You don't need to have that kind of tone when you're being honest, do you? Do you know what I mean?
Do you want me to let him down gently and let him know gently that he's not very good?
I'll say the same thing twice, Tom. You're not one of the best YouTubers out there. Tom, you're not one of the best YouTubers out there. It's the same words, but a different message. The tone of voice makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But
he deserved the tone I gave him.
Someone here says tone police. Well, no, it's not about tone police. It's you obviously. I can't speak for Hassan. Hassan, speak to us, bro. But you've obviously offended him. But moving on. Thank you very much for the super chat. You've really made Tom sad now. Back to Arsenal. Zubimendi said. Zubimendi.
Blockbuster. You know, he turned down Liverpool last year. He's turned around Real Madrid. He's one of the best holding midfielders on the planet, and he's chosen to come to Arsenal. He's going to massively help us when we're playing low blocks. He's one of the best progressive passers on the planet. And if he says that it's not, he was gagging for him. Yeah. So if you on my right there, yeah, if you go, he's not a blockbuster signing. Then he is. I don't care what anyone says.
No, I really loved his assist for us on the weekend.
What are you on? That wasn't even a foul, but blockbuster. I think I
loved his performance on the weekend because he was so good on the weekend, getting pressed loads and then giving away a foul, which we scored from. If you want to put him in block, he can be a blockbuster 100%. I got no ill will to him now. Got his first assist for the club for us. Got no problem with it.
I think you're egging the pudding there a little bit, but yeah, I think let's get back to reality right now. He comes in straight as one of the best midfielders in the league, so he has to be blockbuster. I put him as one of the signings of the season.
I'm going to be brutally honest. Is he even a top 2 DM in the league?
Top 3?
So.
Is he a top 3 DM in the league?
Top 5, maybe.
He pretty much starts for pretty much every team in the league.
Who's every team, bro?
He starts for Liverpool.
He doesn't start for Chelsea.
He
starts for Liverpool.
I'd rather play Gravenberch than him.
Gravenberch, bro.
No, I'm not having Gravenberch.
No, he's definitely not a bust, yeah. He's definitely not a bust.
I'm not putting him in both.
He's not. I can't say he's a good. I don't know if I can say he's a good signing, bro.
He doesn't. Right, he doesn't start for Chelsea. He's not getting ahead of Caicedo. He doesn't start for Newcastle.
Yeah,
he starts for Newcastle.
He does not get ahead of Bruno Guimaraes or Sandro Tonali.
He doesn't.
He doesn't start for us. He's not better than Tonali.
He's
not better than Tonali.
Well, what he does, his job, he's better than Tonali. Yeah. But you can't say he doesn't start for Liverpool. You tried to sign him, and he rejected you.
Fair point, though.
Yes, and then we won a league without him. So why would I now want him?
Because he's better. He's still better than Gravenberch. You can still upgrade in that area. He's still better than him.
What I've seen from Ryan Gravenberch in the last 12 months, I'm not doing it.
Tom, quite listening because I was just reading an email. Where would you put him, Tom?
He's a good signing.
Yeah, I would have said the same. But
I'm just not putting someone who's not even top 5 in their position in the league in blockbuster.
Yeah, but
he's not even the best DM in his team. Declan Rice is a better DM than Zubimendi is.
Yeah, but in Arsenal's system, we don't need an out-and-out DM to be playing every week. He's there to help us break down low blocks, and that's what he's going to do. And he's elite at what we need him to do. He's elite at. So for us, he's a game changer.
I just don't know if he
game changer.
What part he did. I don't know how he improves the squad more than
everyone. A lot of people were saying there was a big issue with Arsenal progressing the ball up the pitch, which we did have an issue last season. He massively remedies that.
Okay, let's get a good signing, man. I'll allow that.
I'll happily let good signing. I'll concede to good sign, but I would personally say I want to see what the chat says. What are the chat saying on this?
Yeah, look, okay, we'll put him in good signing as you've conceded. Let's move on. Let's go to Chelsea. Gittins. What are you putting him in? He's your player.
Prospect at best.
Prospect.
I'll be honest with
fair.
you. I'm not happy with him. So
on to Liverpool again now. Frimpong.
It's another good signing.
Good signing. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
We'll do Spurs' last one on the list. Xavi.
That's a blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
He's mega. I'm a big Xavi Simons fan.
What are we saying blockbuster based upon, by the way? Is it just for them, or
he's been linked to Bayern Munich for years? He's one of the best.
I think it's
Jackson just went to Bayern Munich.
Just to contextualize it, blockbuster would be like one of the best signings of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
it's just like who he's been linked to over the years, and he's gone to Tottenham. For Tottenham to pull off that signing, I think it's unbelievable.
So wait, it's a blockbuster for them, yeah? But would it be a blockbuster for Arsenal?
Not because of the players we've got, but for Spurs, it certainly is a blockbuster. I think if you contextualise it as a Spurs signing, then yeah, it's a blockbuster. I think he changes, especially because they had no creativity in there with Maddison getting injured. He raises their level.
With Kudus, they have creativity. They have Kudus.
Yeah, but not from real central areas, though, really.
Okay.
Because everyone was saying when Maddison got injured, they were like, "Oh, we're worried now." Spurs, but he elevated like. He has elite numbers, underlying numbers for most of his career, and he's still very young. He's still going to grow and get better. I think it has to be blockbuster for me.
I would personally say
100%.
good signing because I don't know if he's going to hit the ground running. So I would say it's a good signing. Blockbuster is definitely Kudus. We've seen him do it. We know he does it, and he's done it. I just think you could be looking 10-game stretch as the season progresses, and you could be asking where's Xavi. I really do. Like I don't know. Look, I'll be happy for it to be different, but I just think it's a good.
What was your feeling? Because obviously, and originally he was linked with Chelsea. What was your feeling when you were linked with him?
I was like, listen, I've watched him since he was about 10. So just because I've signed him on about 3 or 4 career modes on FIFA, I wanted him. But honestly, beyond that, I was like, I'm not bothered. Like, if we hadn't got Joao Pedro, we didn't already have Palmer and didn't get Esteval, I might have been like, yeah, give me him. But we didn't get him. And then when he went Spurs, I thought, I even got to question your mentality now. So I don't know. I would say good signing, man. I don't know. But I just don't think Liverpool would be gassed if they got him. I think they just do what Liverpool does and they talk him up. I don't even know if United would gas him.
I would have been gassed for them if we didn't have Florian Wirtz.
This is what I mean. I feel like there's too many other players where you go.
That's what I'm saying. I think you need to contextualize it with it's Spurs.
He's a blockbuster. He's a blockbuster signing.
Good, I'm fine with that. But I think for his quality as a footballer and the impact I think he's going to have on Tottenham this season, where I think they've struggled in central creativity for a number of years now, because I don't think Maddison's ever really been the guy for it. I think Simmons is going to be almost revolutionary for Tottenham in terms of what he brings. So I personally put him blockbuster.
Let me say it like this. He's 22. 3 seasons ago, he had 19 goals, 8 assists. 2 seasons ago, 8. That was Eredivisie. And then in Bundesliga, he had 8 goals, 13 assists. And then last season, he had 10 goals, 7 assists. He's judging, just bear in mind, in last season, he only played 25 games. So I think off the output he can do, he is, especially for Spurs.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, Albert, this is a comment from Wayne, right? We have to look at this. Xavi Simons, blockbuster. What the fuck are we doing? But Zubimendi isn't.
No.
That's why I said.
So would you say Xavi Simons is now one of the top 5 10s in the league?
Yeah.
There's no way.
So
if we're breaking it down,
slow down. So right, let's just name them. Is he better than Palmer?
No.
Is he better than Wirtz?
No.
I wouldn't say so.
Is he better than Bruno Fernandes?
No way.
Okay. Is he better than Cunha?
Yes.
I'd say so.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so we've got one.
Probably.
Is he better than who else we got? Who else? Name me some more 10s, guys. Come on, what other 10s we got?
Odegaard.
I personally prefer Simmons.
I would say Odegaard.
As a 10, Simmons is better because, let's be honest, Odegaard drops into mostly 8 positions for Arsenal. So as an out-and-out 10, Xavi Simons is probably better.
I promise you, if you asked every Arsenal fan in this chat now, they would never swap Odegaard for Simmons.
I wouldn't. What? I'm not saying
because now you're asking them to take a Tottenham player over their own.
No. That's not even question. Odegaard for Arsenal is critical to that team.
So is he? So there's some more here. Is he better than Morgan Rogers?
Yes.
Morgan Rogers. I don't know if I class Rogers.
The thing is, Phil Foden.
Let's stop doing 10s, right? Let's do what their actual position is: attacking midfielders, right? They're attacking midfielders, right? So these are the attacking midfielders in the Premier League, right? We've mentioned Wirtz and Palmer already. Odegaard, Szoboszlai, Eze, Waneri, Rogers, Kulusevski, Bruno Fernandes, Morgan Gibbs-White, James Maddison, Bernardo Silva. Like,
he's good. He's good. He's good. No, he's good.
Good signing.
I hand on heart, albeit I'm a very big Xavi Simons fan. The guys I'm putting ahead of him are Wirtz, Fernandes, Palmer, and maybe Eze.
No, not
maybe. I go Eze at the minute just for Premier League provenness, but I think Simons has more ability than Eze.
Okay.
Outside of that, I can't do.
So what are we doing? Good signing or are we doing blockbuster?
Good.
I'd put him blockbuster, but if people want to put him in good, I can't argue.
I think he's good for the whole league. I think he's blockbuster for Spurs, so I'd say good.
Yeah.
All right, 3-1. I lose.
We moved him into good. On to Man City, Reijnders.
Ooh.
Good signing. I
think blockbuster.
I don't rate him really, so I would put bust. But
whoa, bust!
He's just
that's
not
crazy.
He's just not what they need at all. Like, I think is even in the 2 games, like against Wolves, anyone can look good against Wolves. They're tragic. The last 2 games, especially against Spurs, completely outrunning that midfield, just ghosting around. he isn't particularly excels at anything. He's not he doesn't excel defensively. He doesn't excel at passing. Doesn't excel at pressing. When you looked at what Man City needed last year, Reijnders doesn't fix literally anything that they had issues with. So I don't rate him that much. He's 26. He's not that good for the future either. He's already at his peak. So it's hard. I would put him in a tier of, because he's not a squad filler because he's going to start. He's all right. Like, I'm not saying he's bad. I just don't think he's what. But as the tier, because I don't think he fits Man City. Yeah. So for Man City, I don't think it's a good signing for them.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. It's about how they're going to do at that. Are they good? You know, it's like we all know Donnarumma's a good goalkeeper, but you guys put him in bust. You don't think he's going to work for City, so it's fair.
I think he does work. I think he fixes the biggest problem. He fixes the biggest problem he had, which was the midfield had no legs last year. One thing Reijnders does have is an engine. He showed it last year at Milan. He's shown it at points so far this season. He's got that engine. I think that he is. I don't think City are making any players look good at the minute. I think that the way they're playing just doesn't fit any of the players that they bought. They bought players for this possession dominant system, and then they're trying to play the suicidal high line with a high press and transition. And I don't think it necessarily lines up at the minute. And I think that will change. And once that changes, we'll see. Because what was the one game where they've been able to play this possession football where they can really suit it all? Wolves, and he was mega in that one. So I think he's. I think he's blockbuster.
So you've got two blockbusters, one good and one bust.
I'll be honest with blockbuster.
Okay? So 3 of you again, blockbuster, 1 bust. We're going to put him into blockbuster because that's 3-1 on there. A few super chats here. First one from Glock9 says, someone whose opinion I respect on this stream told me Arteta's first trophy wasn't his because it wasn't his squad. Will he say the same thing about his manager? That must be to you, Tom.
I've never said that Arteta's trophy wasn't his. He managed every game of that tournament. So of course it's his trophy.
Okay. Unless it was somebody else. But I don't mean this rudely. Ash, Seb, and Quest are so new to this game. I just don't think it can be them. They're fresh, but they're just been born.
It can't be me because he said he respects my opinion. Not many people respect my opinion.
Garcia here says this shows how delusional our fans are. How many strikers actually work for United so far? I don't think it's about being. Sometimes life isn't about being delusional. It's about some people just backing their own no matter what, and the part of that is part of being a football fan. And I think what's really interesting about it is I've had a lot of messages after my little debate with Mo and Sam yesterday. People against me, when I ask them their age, are nearly all 25 years old and younger. People my age and it's mixed in the middle, and everyone my age and older agrees with me that there was no need for that Liverpool account yesterday to be disrespectful to their parting champions. And people are terrible. You say you've upgraded. You disrespect some of your players. Yeah, ones that have flopped and made us worse and been no good. I just don't remember. I don't remember Man United fans, Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans saying goodbye to a bad player or an average player when you were winning and at the peak of your powers and disrespecting them. It was just.
I think
respect to Mo Salah.
The weird thing about that as well, Luis Diaz is a really good player. I remember making a TikTok video when he left, and I said he's really good. I think it's a big miss, and most Liverpool fans agreed with me. So I think Liverpool fans in general quite liked him. I don't know if Tom did or not, but I think it's disrespectful because I think he's a good player.
And we all understand that certain words are universal, but on social media, on platforms, we all know when you talk about what a crazy downgrade, what an amazing upgrade. We all know there is a negative connotation to either the new player or the old player, depending which way around that goes. We know it means something more than just, because people yes, they can't do it, but there is an upgrade. And what's disrespectful about pointing that out? But you know the way those tweets are made, they're made to be disrespectful. We understand it. So, but yeah, it's not people being delusional. It's just back in their own. We need more of it, Garcia. Otherwise, you won't enjoy football ever. Typical Man United mentality, overpaying for crap. Prime Barclays Prem, you had to be there for it. You did. You missed Prime Barclays Premier League. Yeah, you did. You did miss out on life there, man. You missed out on life. Zubimendi is the signing of the summer. Xavi Spurs block bust. So Robert here, 199. 199 is what he's put in here. He is putting. So my pen isn't working, so I can take those. He is now moving Xavi into bust. So he's been moved. He's been moved. He's been moved.
Wait, he's saying blockbuster, no? Is he not saying blockbuster?
Blockbuster.
Oh, did he say it was blockbuster?
Yeah, because he's already bust.
Oh shit! Then I'll put him into blockbuster. Then there we
Well,
go.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Done. I must have misread.
enough.
Sorry,
Fair
I
enough.
must have misread. Moving on. Moving back to Arsenal. Eze.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, easily.
Yeah, blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
I do just wonder where he's going to play.
He
Is
should
he
play
going
over
to be
everyone.
pushed out to the left the whole time, or is he actually going to get time in the middle?
I think he'll get both. We got a lot of competitions. I think he's going to get plenty of minutes in multiple positions. I think
it's going to be predominantly left.
Yeah, I think so as well. On to Chelsea. We're going to go to Esteval.
Oh,
He's impressed me. I'll be honest.
he's
Impressed
been
me.
really good. He's really young, but he has been fantastic. I'll go good signing because he is young, and you'd think when they bought him he'd be a future prospect, but just because how good he's been. But I don't think I don't think he's high profile enough for blockbuster.
I'd probably put him in future because I think if everyone's fit, he doesn't start. I think
No,
he's
he
taking his
definitely
opportunity
starts.
to present. No, but how does everyone start? Because you tell me Delap's going to start, Joao Pedro's going to start.
yeah.
Is Esteval playing on the left?
The Chelsea fans cooked me. Don't worry. I was a little bit mistaken on the Delap starting, but I was, from my understanding of the way he was playing, Delap had started the games I'd watched. So take Delap out, Esteval definitely starts because you don't.
You've only played 3 games though, so it's...
I thought it was Delap
Esteval's
up
definitely
front.
starting.
I thought it was Delap up front, Joao Pedro just off him as a centre forward, Palmer on the right, Neto on the left. That was how I thought your front four was.
I think Esteval for me, Esteval might end up. But do you know what it is? This year, the next year or so, he's going to be a future prospect. But I've got this feeling he's going to be a blockbuster signing in the sense of. I think
Terry, you wanted to say sign of the summer. I saw your mouth.
No, I've got someone earmarked for that, so I can't do that.
Right,
I can't do that. I just think future prospect is probably the best place to probably put him.
Didn't he score in like the preseason or something? And like it was like a rebound goal, and everyone was like proper hyping him up after that. And he was like, "Oh, look at him! He's such a goal scorer." It
wasn't a rebound goal, bro. He played for Palmeiras and slapped it top bins against us in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, he's got a great goal there. He's got goals and assists in this kid. I think he's going to be a great signing. On to Liverpool. WIrtz. Who has started very slowly. He might be the tortoise. He could be the tortoise in this race. But WIrtz, how is he going to be considered? What is he going to be considered at the end of this season?
He's going to be a flop.
Oh, here we go.
Contextually speaking, for the money you spent.
Yep, you can't. It's got to be bust for the price. Like, you think for the price you spent for him, he needs to come in and be instantly on the top of his form. Same with Isak. If he comes in and doesn't start scoring, bust. It's the same. You've 100%. Got to, for the price of these players, he has to back it up.
We've played 4 games and he's had, albeit he had a very good game against Palace in the Community Shield, and then he was all right. He was good in the second half against Arsenal, and outside that he's been a bit slow. I'll give you that. But I think that I've seen enough to know that once he gets up to speed, I'll be fine with it. Some players need this adaptation time.
Tom,
I'm not going to act crazy and act like they don't. He's a blockbuster.
Nah, we can't do games played. If we do that for everyone, then it's unfair because some teams are not at it right now, some teams are. Just going off what they're offering for what you spent. 100 and something mil, brother. And he don't look any better than Connor Wickham right now, bro. Listen, this guy, we have to hold Liverpool fans to account, bro. I think you just referenced one Community Shield of performance against Crystal Palace, right? And a second half against Arsenal. In which, right, for at least 15 minutes of that game, they still had 3 DMs on the pitch. Havertz. Nah, bro, listen, Tom, I love you, bro. You got to hold this one. It's a boost. It's a big capital burst.
Sorry, is this ranking based on 3 games or what we think they're going to be?
This is based on who you signed.
Yeah, and I've signed one of the best attacking midfielders, and one of the best attacking midfielders is going to be there.
But, right? I do sound like those Twitter people. But. Based on what you spent, and you already, I think you and a lot of Liverpool fans saying best 10 in the league, for him, to be signing of the summer, for him to be blockbuster, the numbers have got to be there as well, right? You can't. He's probably in the hardest category of all the other midfield signings because of the price tag. Because we all do judge based on price tag as well. Because again, if Jack Grealish's City career was the same, but he cost £30 million, £40 million, he wouldn't have been considered a flop. It's because he was 100 million. So, where do you want to put him, Tom? What position would you put him in?
I'd put him blockbuster because
okay.
All the
so what's he going to do?
You can't even make eye contact while saying that.
I'll say it to the camera. I'll put Florian Wirtz in blockbuster because I think come the end of the season we'll have the numbers that a blockbuster signing will have.
Okay, but what are those GA wise in the Prem? What are you expecting? What do you think he'll deliver to warrant blockbuster and the money?
20. What? I think by the end of the season we'll have 20.
GA is that all?
Wait. 10.
For a 10 with a who's got Mohamed Salah and Alexander Isak in his team.
Exactly. Feeding them. Yes. 10.
So how many assists do you want him to get? You want to break the
assist record? Minimum 15.
What we're doing.
You got to be going for 30 GA. You got to be going for 30
for the price.
You're
price and blockbuster tag. 20.
What?
Yes, he's 20 because he's got two. He's going to be getting loads of assists, but he's got two other goal scorers in the team ahead of him.
Right. So there'll be loads of chances to stat pad as well when you're battering teams up, bruv.
That's what I mean now.
I want to put this in context for you, right? I want to put this into a little bit of context for you. You're saying the 10, the price tag, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alejandro Garnacho got 21 GA last year.
Alejandro Garnacho was that wasn't in the Premier League. You told me Premier League GA only.
Okay, Premier. Actually, no. Okay. Let's do all comp. Actually, all comp. Sorry.
All comps. Then I expect 30. I don't know how much he's going to play.
It should be 40. It should be 40.
Garnacho got 21. Your blockbuster signing 30's okay. Oh, 30. Oh,
you are in a bubble, mate.
Jacob Murphy got 20 goals and assists last season.
Listen, do not let these Liverpool fans off, you know.
No.
Right, so 40 or he's a bust.
He's a bust.
Say it now, he's a bust, Tom.
He's a bust.
Hold on a minute.
Get the calculator out.
He's a bust, bro. He's a
what
bust.
He's doing, he's ringing Merseyside, communist Merseyside to see what he's allowed to say and what he's not allowed to say now.
No. I'm just curious to see what the record is for most goals and assists by a Premier League midfielder in a season.
Bruno Fernandes.
Palmer got 40 all season in GA last year, so he's got to be. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, he's almost double what Eze cost. There's no way, bro. You have.
His price is what just it just makes him feel.
By the way, performance has got to go into this. It's not just GA. Performances go into it as well. Like if he picked up 30, 35 GA, but was just mesmerizing in games, he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
but we that goes without saying. But for 100 plus, 115 million, I don't think you could expect any less than 35 to 40 GA in all comps, and I would say an 80% conversion rate of brilliant performances versus average to bad ones for that money to be in your category of blockbuster against the money. Come on, bro.
He has to be.
I think he will be a blockbuster, though. I think he'll.
He'll do those things. But the numbers and the consistency you're asking from him is a good level, not blockbuster level.
No, because you're asking for signing at the season level.
No, I'm not.
Well, we're not.
No, we're not.
Yeah, you are.
No, he ain't. That's why you're waiting for
GA. Let's see what he gets married on the moron. Was Pogba getting that GA? What a deep city midfielder. What a wanker. Just ridiculous. Pogba to a 10. Honestly, these idiots, man. Come on. I'm really whining Tom. I think, by the way, I would put Wirtz in blockbuster, but I think he's gonna pick up 30 plus GA this year. I think he's going to become a very consistent player in the league. I can say it. Tom's sitting at 20 GA. I don't know. Don't want to say. Get clipped. We'll put him. Where are we putting him? Good or blockbuster? What we saying, guys?
Very, very good signing. I think.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. Goes in blockbuster.
Look at him. Look how happy he is when he's realised.
We're just winding you up. We've been winding you up. Next on the list, we're going to City's last player, and that's Noni.
He's good. signing. Good.
Good
I don't
signing.
think he can be any
What's
higher
the
than
other
this.
cast you call bang average? That's about where he'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bang average sign going.
Man United's last player on the list, Brian Mbeumo.
Oh, good signing, man.
That's your best sign of the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good signing.
100%. He's looked the best as well.
If United are going to have a signing going blockbuster, he's the only one that I'd consider going in there.
I hear that.
I think blockbuster, and that isn't just because he's a United player.
I expect 40 GA this season. Then.
Well, we're not going to play. We're not in all comps, are we? We're not even in Europe, so they're different. so there we go. But I think I do expect him to pick up 20 to 25 GA in the Premier League alone. I do, yes, and I say yeah, absolutely. And he's been in the position. Look, he's got 4. I think he's got 2 GA already. I think he might actually have 3 already so far this season. And I do actually. He should have probably got more. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the Burnley game. Did you see the touch where the ball came long to him in the air, and his first touch moved it out of his feet, and he had the shot that almost went in? He's going to just do that so much next year. Yeah. So this season, sorry. So yeah, I think blockbuster. I'm comfortable with that. I'm not nervous about saying that. I think he's got a very, very good chance of delivering the GA. There'll be GA there as well, and yeah, I think only a weirdo doesn't expect their top attacking players to have. I look at players, and I think players should be aiming for sort of 50% minimum. 50% minimum conversion rate GA to the games that they play. And as I said, I'm just checking what he's got so far this season. I swear it's 3 across all comps. That's 2 actually. He didn't get he didn't get the assist for the corner because it was given as an own goal in the end. But he's at 50% so far, and I think he can improve on that as well. So he should. So I'm quite comfortable with him being in blockbuster. What do people think? That's interesting. I don't know why is that. Tell us why it's interesting. Mbeumo should get more GA than WIrtz. Let's be real.
No,
why?
No.
In a worse team,
you should get more goals. Shouldn't get more assists.
Yeah. More goals.
That's true.
That's fair.
Also different players, but yeah.
Oh, I love this. Terry, I thought you was going to stop the name calling, I guess, continue with the cap locks. But you've been putting cap locks in every day. Not always, but you have been putting them in. And you didn't accept the bet, did you? I said, if you didn't spend... my word to you was, if you could go a month without lying about me, which you've just done there, I'd stop calling you the name. And you couldn't go a month without lying. So good night, Vienna. Haters versus blockbuster. You would all have him in your team. Had Zubi do on toast. Tom, get used to it. So Manish said, so he's in blockbuster already, but that's £5 to keep WIrtz in blockbuster. So if you want him out of there, viewers, you know what you got to do.
I was about to say.
Little Uzi Squirts goes to flop. So you only want to move him out, but to get him out, you put £2. You need to put 3. You need to put 4.
2p.
Yeah, well, yeah, £4 essentially. £4 is what's going to be needed to take him out of there, my friend. He played so well in 20%. He's played well in 20% of the game time. You don't want to look at the last 3 games, but for Zubimendi, you mentioned he's 1 poor game against Liverpool.
That's why I said don't do game comparison.
I mean,
too early.
I mean, do we think Zubimendi was good versus Manchester United?
I don't think he was. I don't think Arsenal were great in general, but I don't think he was bad.
Yeah.
That's why I said you don't do games. It'll just kill you. It'll kill your argument. Because I get what you're saying, but it's better just not to do games. It's too early, bro. Too early.
Unless they've done well so far.
Yeah.
You joined the big spending now. Are your player price tags, because the expectation for that price goes up? It's always been the same, and ironically, it's the rivals that never used to spend that set that precedent. And it's why I keep saying to people when it comes to like banter online, sometimes think beyond the banter. One day it could be you. I always think back to True Geordie slagging off City's owners for years, saying it was wrong for football, and then metaphorically speaking, oiling himself up on camera when they got those owners. I always remember thinking to myself, why have you done that? Why have you put yourself? But I suppose it don't matter. It isn't like it ruined his career. Thank you for those super chats. WIrtz will be a flop. Watch this space. In fact, the money's been hit now. The money. No, it's £2 more. That's £2 there. So £2 more, and WIrtz goes to flop. £2 more needed, and it will happen. It will happen. Genuine question to all the panel. If you have to put your house on it, do you genuinely think WIrtz will flop?
No.
I don't think he'll flop.
Well,
but at the same time, not putting my house on it, bro. So
well, he's going to get put in there right
there
now.
he is. So that £5 has gone in. £5 puts him into the floppy to flop category, as you can see here. That's been done. So we're going to put that up on the screen.
Can't wait to figure out where Isak's going to go here. Someone will pay for a new casket for Isak's to go into.
He's gone down to there. So that's 4. So that's, I've just got to put the price in it. So that's 5 plus that. So it's £9 put him in there.
People were slacking. But how come Gyökeres and Frimpong aren't in bust as well? You just want to put all the Liverpool players in bust. We've still got 2 guys that still are there. Come on.
He's crashing out.
But to this super chat, no, I don't think he'll flop. I think he'll do very, very well indeed.
Yeah.
On to Arsenal. Let me just do Arsenal. No, on to Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres.
Blockbuster for sure. He's like, everyone was saying we need a striker. We went out and got probably the best striker on the market, and everyone's been slagging him off so far. But I think he's been all right. I think he's easily blockbuster. He's exactly what we needed. So I can't. He's smiling down there, and I don't like that. That's a very mischievous grin right there. What are you going to say?
Just don't think he's as good as what you're thinking.
Yeah. Who do you think Arsenal should have signed instead?
Sesko.
Oh no, I can't.
No.
Respect you know.
I don't. Honestly, for Arsenal to get better, I don't know. The market has been a bit awkward at the moment. I think Gyokeres is an improvement. Is he a blockbuster? I don't know. I think he's good. I don't know. I think I need to see more of him though.
I think you can say that for pretty much most of these players, though, especially. Like,
See, I've got.
He's had more time. He's had more time.
This way, right? Gyökeres is my pick for signing of the season.
Ooh,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, what for Arsenal?
Signing of the season.
The signing of the season
Across the league.
Yeah.
Terry, bro, what are you doing, man?
I think Victor Gyökeres is gonna score 40+ goals this season.
Terry,
I think he's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it. And I know that people go, I didn't do it against Liverpool, didn't do it against United. Listen, it's the beginning of the season. The team's got to find its feet. Going to Anfield and not getting a shot on goal is going to happen to a lot of strikers this year. It's happened to a lot of strikers over history. This man is going to score so many goals, especially in so many of the games. Like the teams are like, I'm not saying he's a flat track bully because he will score against big teams as well. But you know, when he plays teams that are like 7th or 8th and lower, he's going to score so many goals in those games. And those are games actually where Arsenal fell out of title races last year. It was all those matches. He is going to kill it. Trust me. He's going to kill it.
I'll go the other way then. He's a better version of Beto. That means he gets about 15 goals and put him in bust. But genuine question. He's better than Sesko. I'll give you that. But what does Gyökeres do outside of... What does Gyökeres do at a much higher level than what Beto does for Everton? Beto bullies good centre backs. Beto is quick.
Hang on. Based on what we've again, we can't judge the first 3 games in the Prem, but based on the last 2 years, he's scored about 90 or more goals in 2 years. He finishes better.
Who knows?
Okay, so again, but if you're going to do that, then we can't. Based on your own logic, though, because the Premier League's the hardest league, you can't have WIrtz in the top 5 Premier League 10s because all the others have done it in a harder league for the last couple of years. It's a redundant argument.
No, because I don't want to bring my point into it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just sitting here on an agenda.
Well, you've got to do that because what you say on other points holds.
If you want me to be honest, I could justify putting him on bus because I think that Arteta's not going to use him correctly.
I can agree.
Okay, and then
make your argument. Go on.
So Arteta won't use him properly. You'll get a lot of these games where he's just. Remember what it was like for Haaland in the first season, where at point, even though he broke the goal scoring record, Haaland, that's just because of how many chances City create. I think that you'll see a lot of the thing where Gyökeres is making these runs and he never gets the ball for, but he'll get frustrated. He might stop making those runs. And then when Havertz is back fit, because apparently it's not a season-ending injury, when Havertz is back fit, Mikel will return to old reliable. Kai up front. Let me go with the know what works. Let me go with the link-up. Let me go with... And then he'll bring Gyökeres on for 15, 20 minutes to end the game to run channels.
That's
That's
just
the way.
that's
That's
just
the way I can see it going.
nonsense, though, isn't it? It's just, no. He's not just going to bench a player we just spent 70 odd million. If he's performing poorly, then he should rightly be benched because that's how football works. But even the 3 games you're watching, especially the game against, he's still making the runs he would do at Sporting. The overlaps he doesn't even like. He's very physical. It's just Arsenal have played with Kai Havertz and strikers like Jesus that drop deep, get interfere with play for such a long time. It will take some adaptation to start playing with a proper centre forward again. But once that adaptation gets there, but you've even said he does score goals by himself. You saw a goal against Leeds. He picked up the ball from outside, ran inside. He will be doing that. He's a physical specimen. I think I would go blockbuster signing because I think there's somebody else who's signing of the season. But I think he's going to win the Golden Boot, so you could say he's going to be signing of the season. But I think this Portuguese league nonsense is rubbish because even when you look across the board, there's just as many flops from any league in the world. But when you look across, even at Liverpool, Jota was a fantastic signing. Vitinha is one of the best midfielders on the planet. He came from the Portuguese league. Even their CDM they bought from Benfica, who's arguably one of the best midfielders in the league. The Champions League winning midfield came from the Portuguese league. Bruno Fernandes came from the Portuguese league. Ronaldo came from the Portuguese league. Luis Figo came from the Portuguese league.
How many years ago are we going now? We're going back to the 90s.
We have to go back.
We've got an update, boys. We've got an update to this. Baroni in here, big Chelsea fan. $10. $10. He goes into Victor Gyökeres, moves into bust. It's gonna cost 10. It's gonna cost 10 to
I feel like you spent your money wrong.
Out.
Ronin.
Gyökeres goes into bust.
He technically didn't say Gyökeres in that statement, though, so he might be talking about anybody.
I know exactly who he means.
That is insane. That is someone, please just get together. If a load of Arsenal fans on this stream just put £1 in each, there's more than 10 Arsenal fans in the stream. Just put £1 each. Get it because that is outrageous.
You're trying to challenge Chelsea fans for an Arsenal agenda. You've got no chance.
I don't think it's impossible that he could flop because I do agree with Tom that so far, when he's met legit defenses, and I wouldn't even call Man United a legit defense, but when he meets centre backs that really want to do centre back jobs, he's looked quiet. Now, I don't think he will flop. But what I will say is, I do agree with Tom with that. If Arteta keeps playing him in this like lone striker, ball up to the top, like I said, 2006 Everton football, he is going to struggle this season because there are going to be players that will be like, listen, bro, we do not care who you think you are. All of this hand over the thing can stop. When we meet you, you're going to get patterns. So for me, I would say if he does flop, it's not even necessarily his fault. I would still blame it on the way Arteta would utilize him. But I don't think it's impossible that he could flop.
Tony has come in and said, not on my watch, move him back up. So he's going back into blockbuster. It's all neutral. He's gone back to where we're putting him. The Chelsea Arsenal fans have responded in kind. Back to you, Tom.
The one thing I will say that I've been quite disappointed by him in these 3 games, obviously it can all change once he gets more adapted, isn't like the physical battles. I thought that when he'd go up against these centre-backs, he'd bully them. Bar like one moment with De Ligt, which, outside of that moment, De Ligt had him covered for the rest of the time he was on the pitch. And he didn't do anything to our centre-backs. And I'm not including Pascal Struijk in this. Like, well done. You booked the championship defender, well done. He doesn't like the physical battles. He like barge into them, and then he'll get muscled out, and the defender will get ahead of him quite easy. And if he wants to make this work, Arsenal have to start playing to him more, which is a Arteta thing. But B, he needs to start wanting them battles. He needs to start winning them battles as well, and consistently doing that, because there's no point making these runs if once the ball's played to you, the defender just nudges you out the way and gets the ball back anyway. So that's the one part of his game which I'm looking at the minute. Because the goal scoring is going to be the goal scoring. He hasn't had the chances to really get a good grasp of if he's going to score these goals at a consistent enough level. But that part of his game, I kind of...
Actually, I also need to say, so I made a slight technical issue here, Tony. I don't mean it's rudely. $10 is only $6.50 in the States. So he has to remain in bust into that point because the monetary value's got to be equal. My viewers are calling me out for that, and they are absolutely right. We have another one here that has just said Gyökeres. So that putting it, you would assume that's keeping him in bust, right? Because it's Gyökeres, right? So that's another £5. So it's 15 to be in bust, where it's about £6 to get him out at the minute. That's the monetary value. Why can't they just do it all in pounds for us? Easy. It would be so much easier, YouTube, when we play this game. But people are trying to put this boy in bust right now. Are you going to step up?
I think everyone's just jealous that we have the best Swedish striker on the planet. That's what's going on here right now.
Swedish
striker. Look at that. You were trying to cook that up. But listen, what I will say to you, do you know what? There is one thing that is definitely true.
You tried to tug on the Geordie heartstrings there.
Arteta has not proven to do a lot with centre forwards. He hasn't. You could say a lot about everyone else, but what's happened to a lot of these people that he's had in those positions?
My God. Well, we haven't really signed another centre forward like that before because Jesus isn't a striker. So I think obviously you can add to literally every signing in this list and go, is he going to work for the rest of the season? I think that can be applied to everybody. But the fact that even when you go in line with the Madueke signing, we're clearly looking at the transition as well because we were very poor on the transition. We wouldn't turn over the ball properly. So I do think we're going to be playing more on the transition, especially against the bigger sides. As well against Liverpool, we're away at Manchester United. We're going to get it. The glaring bit for me was against Liverpool. I can't remember I think it was around the 14th to 20th minute. Martinelli has the ball. Gyökeres is running 4 times. He had the chance to pass the ball. And then Martinelli just ended up running it off the pitch. There was a clear run through where he had the overlap going on there. I think once the players start gelling together, I can't make a criticism on how Arteta is going to be playing with a striker when he hasn't really had one before. Like he's never been given an out-and-out striker before, let's be honest.
So that's by choice.
Yeah, does that worry you? Because he's had a long time to buy one.
He's chosen to play without a striker.
You've got to think he chose to bring Jesus over from City when he went over.
But he's also been trying to get.
Hang on, guys. Sorry, I've got to jump in because the audience dictates this bit. I'm really, really sorry. So we've obviously got Cass here who's put £10 on him. Tony has come in and said, no worries, Pommy money, Aussie money, whatever money you guys want. Another 20 has just gone on him here, right? So I'm going to put that in. I need to put this into pounds. It's going to be easy for me to convert all this into pounds. That way I can keep on top. Why can't I find pound sterling? It annoys me on here when I can't find pound sterling. So that's around 10 quid, right? Plus Simon Argyle was put in 10 quid. So that's 36 so far for him, right? So it's £36, give or take, on him being in signing of the season. Ronin, though, has come in with 20 here, okay? To make it £35 to be in bust versus 36 to be in signing of the season. It is so close. It is so close.
We're doing this whole fight over Victor Gyokeres as well.
I just want to do the US. I want to do the US conversion. Sorry, into pounds for it. So that's around 40. It's a little bit less actually. I will make it fair. That's around 14. So it comes in at around £30. So it's about £30 to be in bust and around £36 to be in signing of the season. That's why I love this game. I love my viewers. And I will say this to anyone who gets offended by us doing this. These are the viewers that donate and keep the Football Terrace going. They super chat for all different reasons. They created this. Are lovely viewers. So fair play to them. But Chelsea, it seems like Chelsea and Arsenal fans going head to head with each other here. Thank you all very, very much indeed. I'm going to come back to some other super chats as well right now. So Tony here says, put Gyökeres down there too. So there's $2 Australian dollars, which comes in at about a pound. Okay, it's about £1 here on Gyökeres, just so we can all see it. Gyökeres going in to the bus category here.
So, Tony, there's one more left. You might as well just do the last one.
One second, mate. Meneses is not on my watch. Sizer stays in blockbuster. So a bit, but that only comes in. This only comes in at about, I believe, about 97 pence, and Gyökeres is 4 to get him out. So we need a little bit more. So I've got to respect the other super chatters. I have to be very, very fair when I do that. Cost cost me this. Get him to Blockbuster. Who are you talking about? I need to know who you're specifying on, Carl. Are you talking about Gyökeres or not? I need to know who you're talking about, brother. Right, and don't need to super chat again. Just write in the comments where you want that to go, my friend, and we'll sort that one out in a second. Terry, what's your OF? Oh, it's at Terry. My skin fluids. You'll find it. Tom, you're right. There's a pound here. A pound here goes on Frimpong going into bust as well. Tony ain't having it.
Tony, you need to keep that ready.
Bro.
Tony, you need to keep that ready. There's another one going to be coming soon.
Carl put it on Gyökeres. Carl has said that goes on to Gyökeres. So now that is £41 on Gyökeres to go into signing of the season. So that is where he sits right now versus 31. So it's going to cost £12 to get him out of there. I'm running a book here. It's like I'm running a book. But ranking-wise, guys, next up, Joao Pedro. I'll go to Ash first on this. Where is Joao Pedro going?
Do you know what? I think this could be a blockbuster for Chelsea. He's actually like really surprised me. I think he's going to be starting over Liam Delap. I think he may be secure in a place there. He's someone that we wanted. I think he's got very high potential, and I think he's going to elevate Chelsea to maybe secure even third. So, I don't know. For me personally, he's either going to be good or blockbuster. I think it's just up to you guys if you want to choose good.
He's caught me off guard. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the signing. I thought it was a bit over the top for him, but I think he's already kind of proven me wrong already. I think he will slow down. He's just had a very quick start. And when you look at Chelsea's XG, they're finishing their chances early on and very quickly. So I think the numbers will slow down, but I think he's proven me wrong anyway. I would put good signing. I don't think it's fully blockbuster considering the other people in there, but I'll go good. I think he's proven me wrong already. So,
yeah, I think blockbuster as well. I think the price is going to play a big part in this. He really, really is. So, from my point of view and perspective, I think he's going to do a fantastic job, Joao Pedro. I think he's going to score a lot of goals. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is I miss this show so much. 35 English pounds, $49 in from Ronin. Okay, so that is £66 on bust for Victor Gyökeres, as you can see. So Victor Gyökeres drops into bust. That is 41 versus 66, but it puts Sesko back into it because there is £10 on Sesko's head to be in the signing of the season category. So Sesko, by default, now goes to number one because Ronin here says, Gyökeres, get out, get down. Wow.
That's crazy.
Absolutely a massive donation there. Thank you very, very much, Ronin.
Forget everything I just said about Joao Pedro. He's rubbish. He's terrible, Ronin. He's terrible. I used to have respect for you, and that's just gone through the floor. I'm very disappointed. That's very sad.
Do you know what? Again, Tom, you slagged off Joao Pedro signing. You said how bad it was going to be, how it wouldn't really have any impact. Do you still stand by all those words you said?
No, he's caught me off guard. I thought that I didn't think he had the capabilities to lead the line in the way that he's done so far. Now, whether it continues, who knows? Because it's now all the onus is on him. But he has caught me off guard so far in terms of, especially his in front of goal. Because I was a big critique of him in front of goal, but he's putting it in the back of the net, so I can't exactly criticise him for that now. And he's scoring with his head as well, which is a part of his game I didn't know he had. So right now, I am eating my words, aren't I? He's been very good.
I think that's the one good thing about Chelsea is the amount of forwards and stuff that they have is it can take the pressure a bit away from him. So he can, if he keeps up this form, I think he will have this potential to be blockbuster, maybe signing of the season if he keeps it up, but I don't think he will. I think he will drop back a bit, but yeah, I think he's 100% going to be a blockbuster signing for Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Sorry, I was just reading something that somebody sent me through. I didn't know if it was in. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if this is going to be important. It wasn't. No, I agree. I do think he's going to be a brilliant sign. I think he's been excellent so far. I really, really do. I started listening when the show started and just came back. Gyökeres, Frimpong, and WIrtz down there. Anyone check on these persons' alcohol consumption? Sesko that high, my God. So they're
probably my fault, Harder. I've pissed people off somehow.
They've been voted by the viewers. That is why the viewers have put him down there. So again, if you super chat in, please put a request where you want what player you want your money to go to, because I don't always know when you're doing that. That's obviously £7 this comes in as, but thank you. Zach here says Eze Peze squeezy, easy peasy squeezy.
Easy peasy squeezy.
Where he deserves flop.
Oh my God.
Euros, right? So I'm actually just getting the conversion up for all these different amounts into GDP. That way it's easy to do. So that comes in at £2, right? So that's £2 there on Eze being a flop. So the viewers are speaking. The viewers are getting this done. And I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it going. So Eze drops into flop there. Are his fans going to back him? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What have we just got here? £26 just in. Man like Tony. So that's £26 in UK. So that is now £67 on Gyokeres going into the top tier. Sesko has to drop down because only one person can be in it. Tony has spoken. Tony has reacted. The Arsenal fans are backing their boys today. The Arsenal fans are standing up today.
Big up Tony. Come on, Tony. Let's go.
Tony's having it. He's really, really having it here. And I want to again thank you all so much for your donations. These are so important to the terrace and our growth. So a big thank you to all of you that help keep the channel going. The final player for us to rank, Tom.
Tom, where's he going?
Does it matter where I fucking put him? I know where he's ending up.
He's going.
He can go signing of the season from us, but he can't sit there because there's two players that the audience have paid to be in that. Nepotism counts.
Doesn't matter where I put him. I can put him anywhere. I know what he's ending up. Tony's got it out for me. I wonder which ones is going to be his next one. He's going to be.
I'm surprised he hasn't pre-fired it already.
Oh no, he's waiting. He's waiting. He wants me to build it up and say, oh, he is going to be the sign of the season because he's the best striker in the Premier League.
He's not the best striker, though, is he? Because Haaland exists. So.
He's a more complete striker than Haaland, should we say? He's the most complete striker in the Premier League.
The job of Haaland is to score goals, and he's elite at it. He's not. He is just better. I'd rather have Haaland up front than Isak, personally.
Massively disagree. You've got to do Haaland is elite when you create the right environment for him. Alexander Isak.
You create enough chances, though. You create a lot of chances. I think Haaland would score a lot for you. I think he'd score more for you than Isak.
But we need a striker that can bring others into play because we have wingers that need to score as well.
But I think the biggest problem with this is, right, if you're comparing Haaland and Isak as your striker, that is an amazing position to be in, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like you're talking two absolute out-and-out goal scorers. And, well, I mean, at the end of the day, we all know where he's going to end up here. But I think he obviously could potentially have the signing of the season. The price tag, if he flops, is going to be interesting. But I don't think he will. I mean, the only issue with Isak is potentially his fitness. Because that's what we had.
Yeah, I think he's going to be up there as one of the signings of the season. I don't want it to be Alexander Isak because that means Liverpool are probably going to be winning that league title. But he's up there. I'm going with Gyokeres.
I don't know why you're worried about us winning the league title. Every one of our players is in flop. we're just going to be shit.
Hey, you're underdogs.
Leopard in a tree, mate. Leopard in a tree going on right now.
Yeah, on that, right? So, okay. So JR has come in and said Sesko stays in signing of the season.
This is my worst nightmare.
Okay.
This is my worst nightmare.
Hang on, Tom. Let me explain this. That puts him on to £39. Okay. However, that's not enough to take Gyokeres off, who is on £67. However, KJW has just come in and said put Gyokeres back to flop, which puts his flop price now at £71. So what that means we've got to be fair with this. Gyökeres now has moved back down to flop, and Sesko go back up to signing of the season. Isak moving in to the blockbuster range. So as things stand, as we go into the last 5 to 10 minutes of this stream, Sesko is number 1 on 39. Gyökeres, the book price against each other, it's 71 in flop versus 67, okay, in signing of the season. What I'm really enjoying here is the rival fans trying to put Gyökeres in flop versus wanting him to be in that number 1 spot, which is interesting. But Isak has now entered the party as well. Will Liverpool fans focus on pushing Gyökeres down, or will they focus on putting Isak up? That's the big question. It could all change now.
Tony, can you let me have this one, please? Please, mate. Please, let me have this one.
Let me have this one.
Yeah, so it's an interesting one. But yeah, when you look at the list, barring obviously Sesko being number 1, when we look at the list there, we've genuine busts. I mean, we put Madueke in bust, Donnarumma in bust, and that was organic. All the other busts are there because people have voted for them to be, right? Does it feel like a bit of a year where there won't be many out-and-out flops in the top 6 out of, the big signings? I mean, it feels like a year where we haven't placed many people in that bust category.
I think it'll be very hard. I think it comes down to also this transfer window is every single big team has spent 150 plus million on signings. Like, it's going to be very hard for a player to be bad, because I think everyone's bought very well, and it's very good for the Premier League. I think.
I think there's going to be some flops. I just think that it's not obvious who they are yet. There's some which you can tell when they sign. You're sitting there going, "Don't make much sense." A lot of the signings make sense, but some of them just won't work out for whatever reason. I think right now everyone on paper is bought quite well, bar Noni. But there are going to be some of them that are just not up for it, that I think are going to catch some of us off guard.
I think if Bayern Munich were based in England, Nicholas Jackson at 70 mil potential, that would be flop territory. But I don't think many. Everyone's saying about WIrtz's price, but I don't think there's been anything that's too outrageous. I think most players have gone for market value anyway. And I think most teams have been very sensible and bought what they need to buy. So it's not like anyone's taken a massive risk. I think Sesko is probably the biggest risk in the list because a lot of it is potential. I disagree. I think WIrtz should be a blockbuster. He's an elite talent. But I think it's just everyone's been very smart for once. So that's why there's not a lot in flop, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Footy Corner TV says, let's get Gyökeres back up. That puts it 7. And there was also another super chat that came in from Nav. He says, no, let's keep Gyökeres on the top and see what happens. So that's putting him on to 79 now, £79 versus 71 to not be there. So Sesko has to drop back down to the lower tier. Those moves have happened. Thank you for your donations there, people. So big. Big indeed. And I agree with you guys as well. I think it's been a very good summer for a lot of teams. To a point where, look, Man United haven't done enough business. I would have liked a goalkeeper in earlier. I'd have liked a midfield player at least to have come in as well. But I'm really excited about all of our players. I know that Sesko is not universally liked by everybody, but I think he's going to be a much better player for us than Højlund was. I also have got real high hopes for Lemaine's coming in. The bar isn't high. The bar isn't high at all. It's like watching Warwick Davis do a high jump. Like, you've not got to jump too high to beat that record when it comes to our current goalkeepers. But those areas will improve us as well. And I think teams outside the top 6. Amir here puts another 5. So that is 84 versus 71 on Gyökeres to stay on top. Arsenal fans are back in their boy today and tonight. But even when you look outside the top 6, you look at Newcastle. I think in the end, they've bought very well. I think that it took them time to get there, but they bought very well. I think Forest have actually strengthened quite well also. I think there's been quite a lot of good business done in the league. I'm so intrigued to see Sunderland when they play some of the bigger and the better teams out there as well. So it's crazy. Hang on a minute, because I've got to do the math on this now. So it's 50 plus. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's got ahead of him. Hang on a minute. Hang on. That is 39 plus 50. Okay. So, wow. With an amazing turn of events as we go into the final few minutes of the stream, 50 pounders come in, which means Sesko is on 50.89 and he goes top of the tree. Gyökeres drops down into blockbuster because the blockbuster price is still higher than the flop price. He's on 84 with the flop price for Gyökeres being 71 in the last moment, in the dying knockings.
This entire tier list is my worst nightmare.
Just look at flop.
Pretty much my entire summers in flop, and Benjamin Sesko of all people is top.
Now, I tell you what's worse than that though, and I want to again thank all the super chat. What's even worse than that? Can you imagine, by the way, Tom, if that ends up being the actual reality? Can you imagine if it's the actual reality? Imagine Sesko ends the season on 30 goals, Player of the Year awards, United winning trophies. Can you imagine how you would feel?
You wouldn't know how I feel. I wouldn't come back. You wouldn't see me again.
Welfare check needed on that one, I think.
To be fair, though, for him to get 30 goals, he needs to start starting games, and Ruben doesn't seem to want to let him do that.
He's a scorer as well.
But have you listened?
That's also a very good point.
but have you listened to why, though? Have you listened to why he hasn't been starting games?
No, because that would require me to actually care about Man United. So I haven't.
Well, but you should care because you go on the internet giving opinions about them. So he literally said. He said the reason there was things he was sorting out in his personal life in the first couple of games, where he was a United player, personal things, home, house, where he lived in arrangements. He didn't feel the player was settled. He then said the reason he didn't start against Burnley is because he played more minutes than he was advised to allow him to play against Grimsby because of the circumstance. So therefore, his body wasn't ready to start 2 games in a week. And he actually said one of the reasons why Cunha got the slight pull is because his body yet isn't ready for 2 games a week, and he had to do it because of the Burnley game, and it ended up costing him an injury. So I'm not sitting there worried about the manager not wanting to play a proper number 9. I actually think it's right that he's not overplaying him too early. I think we've got to be really, really careful when it comes to doing that. 5-minute warning, people. 5 minutes from now, the stream will end. So if you are thinking of bidding, you are thinking of getting a super chat in to support the channel and to put a player where you want them, 5 minutes from now, we'll be ending the stream. And I can't do anything if they come in after the 5 minutes. So get them in the next 5 minutes, please, people. So they count. Anything after that will not count, or forever hold your peace. But he'll get games. He'll play later on in the season. I'm very, very sure of that. Not later on, but I think once the international break's over, he's probably going to play, some games over this period too. I think he'll come in. I think he starts against Manchester City. I think we'll start against City. I think we beat City as well, by the way. I'm really, really confident we'll beat them.
Well, City looked pants, to be fair. So
yeah, City's transfer window has been
horrific.
Not what I thought it would be.
They've had one of the worst in the top 6 by a mile, I think.
They started so well, and it really, really, really petered out. Footy Corner here has just moved Gyökeres onto 94. So Gyökeres now is going to go back on top. Sesko goes back into second place. That has been done by Footy Corner TV as we go into the last.
I'm just staying quiet so no one moves Isak. I'm just trying to not offend anyone.
Tom, I want to know your opinion on this. What? Right, since we got Isak, right, 3 seasons ago, including international break, he's missed 39 games in total over 3 seasons. How do you feel about that? Especially since even before that, he missed games every single season before. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Are you worried?
No, because I've got Ekitike. If I didn't have Ekitike, I'd be a lot more worried. But I've got a guy there who I'm confident can step up and fill in if Isak is injured or if we need to rest him to prevent an injury. Plus, last year, the guy that we brought in, Ruben Pieces, the fitness guy, he got Ibrahim Konate through pretty much a whole season. That was unheard of. Ibrahim Konate never played 20 league games before, and he got him through 33, I think, last season, or 32. So that's a guy there who's brilliant at working with players' fitness. So him combined with the fact that we don't need to play him every game in the same way that you probably did for a number of seasons makes me a lot more confident that we can avoid some of these injuries that he picked up. He'll still get injured because it's just our luck, but I do think we'll be better at managing them than what you were just due to circumstance.
It's going to be interesting.
If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be way more concerned about injuries at the back, really. I think missing out on Gahey.
We just need to get to January. We'll get Gahey in January. So can I trust everyone to stay fit enough for 4 months? No, but I'm hoping they will do.
It's just risky, isn't it? Especially because the money you got for Quansah was incredible, but it's just there's no depth there, especially because Gomez is a crock anyway himself, and then Tsimikas is gone as well. That's the thing as an Arsenal fan that gives me hope, is that Liverpool squad depth isn't the best, especially when I was looking at their Champions League squad earlier. Ours is a lot thicker as well. I think up front now they're fine because Ekitike did play a lot of minutes in Germany out wide, so I think he'll be fine covering. I think Gakpo's actually been really good, so I think front line wise they're fine. Midfield wise, they got Endo there, but at the back it's so thin there. Especially when they bought that guy from Parma. But yeah,
it's just like left back were fine, right back were fine, midfield were completely fine, attack were completely fine. It's just centre back with
Sorry. So guys, we've just had this comes in. This is around £3. So Gyokeres rises to 97. Okay. But then Ruben Era, £10 at the death, which means Sesko moves on to £99 and goes top of the tree as we go into the last minute. There is a minute to go from now, and we're not going to go off the subject. We're at 40 seconds on my clock. Once we get back round to 40 seconds, it is over. It is done. QB here says Spurs are setting themselves up to be sold. The Saudis and the Qataris coming in. Mark my words, Joe Lewis's daughter wants to sell. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, if I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they sell. And the Spurs with that type of ownership, that kind of money, the type of ambition that's normally shown, they'll be an absolutely different animal, even to the likes of City, because City... Sam Ritchie! Sesko stays top as we go into the final 20 seconds. Get the champers out. That is 119. Sorry, 118. 118. Sorry, Tom. Right at the end. Right at the end. But Man United fans stepped up. Man United fans stepped up. And there is literally 10 seconds to go. There is 10 seconds remaining. Or forever hold your peace. Oh, another £2. That's £121 for Sesko. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is over. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. And the final tier is here.
What have you not been smoking, bro? What is that?
I love it. It's a thing of beauty. Sesko top.
Bro, I want to know who Seiko supports. He better be an Everton fan.
It's so funny, man.
What we're saying here is that either Manchester United or Tottenham have had the best window.
I think what we're saying here is, what I love about it on reality, it's football fans just backing their clubs and slagging off rivals with a little bit of fun. It's what you need. It's what you want to see. It's what you want to see. In fairness, everyone, do you know what's really interesting? Everybody left Chelsea's alone, which I thought was interesting. Chelsea
no one cares about Chelsea, do they? They're small, so who cares?
That's going to wind a few people up.
They got the same amount of titles as Sunderland, so that's the sort of level they're on. So.
I don't know what I've got to piss everyone off, but
Jesus Christ.
Couldn't have anything go my way, could I?
Well, what you could have done, Tom, is put your money in your back pocket, you tight-fisted bastard. Do you know what I mean? And no, I'm joking. Listen, on a real level, this game that we play on here is a little bit of fun. The viewers invented this a good 5 years ago. We haven't done it for 2 or 3 years. Just we always like to recycle things. But yeah, the people that super chat typically super chat every day, every week anyway, to support the channel. I've got nothing but love and admiration and thanks to every single person who has contributed to the show. Everyone who's liked, my panelists, absolutely amazing. I want to say a big thank you to each and every single one of you. Until next time, people, take care, goodbye, God bless, and big up Sesko for coming number 1. Oi, oi!